this year. Tickets are on sale now at shopsmp.com. Use discount code HBREW23 for $5 off general admission. Every ticket helps support Citrus Heights Heart and Citrus Heights Chamber of Commerce.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday forecast starts out comfortably thanks to that Delta breeze. Into the afternoon, mostly sunny skies with that light southwest wind, highs today in the lower 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
A nice warm shower is not so nice if it doesn't drain like it should. Well, let's fix that right now. Get a sewer inspection, including mainline drain cabling and video analysis, just $97. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Things got too hot for Boston in the third quarter last night as the Heat take a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami put up 46 as opposed to Boston's 25 in that third quarter. Jimmy Butler, of course, he just went off. He had 35, 5, and 7. Jason Tatum dropped a 30 bomb for Boston, even though he did not take a single shot in the fourth quarter. Those are the headlines. Let's start the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarzz with special guest host JayMarzz.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
Boom with JayMarzz.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarzz on Sactown Sports.
Wax on is clockwise, right? And then wax off is counter. Right?
I go back and watch the Karate Kid later today. I'll let you know.
Wax on. Good morning. We had sports to talk about today, but instead we're going to spend the day on the Vanderpump Rules.
Okay, thank you. What is a Vanderpump? It sounds dirty.
It sounds like something like you put in a drink.
It's like a Botox lady, right?
I thought it was like Drano.
So
like a Vanderpump cleans out your, like, I don't know.
Like, in all honesty, it's like a reality show, I think, about people that own a bar.
Okay. We already had Cheers. Why do we need to?
Yeah. The sad thing is I actually got dragged once into whatever their place is in LA by some people we were with. And all I remember is, I don't know what it was called, but it was like a drink named, it was like the Vanderpump Martini. It was pink, and my wife ordered it, and like for real was like $24.95.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, good for you guys. Like,
I hope that gives like a euphoric feeling afterwards.
Yeah, like I hope it's filled with, gold or something.
So the Vanderpumps are a family?
I think so, and I think they all sleep with each other or something.
Oh, so this takes place in Kentucky.
Yeah, and then like I don't know. But I know I think they were doing a thing on the afternoon show yesterday about it.
Yeah, Simone's like a Vanderpump Rules stan.
Yeah, I think she was calling it like the second Super Bowl is what she was calling it. And I used to in my previous life.
Back in your day.
Uh-huh. I really used to it was one of my favorite things was just to crush that programming and people that watch it. Like, you're such a loser.
But you mean like trash reality TV? We're talking Bachelor, Bachelorette, all of that stuff.
My 600-Pound Life, Dr. Pimple Paul, all basically.
Oh, that one's disgusting.
I couldn't agree with you more, which is why
people who are into that,
like my wife,
why?
Because she's a whack job, and so we actually have this thing at the house now where when she watches it, she texts me to warn me, and then I'll text her when I'm coming down. Like,
well, that's nice of her.
That is good.
That's nice.
That's good communication.
Because I'll and she will pause her She knows the stuff she watches that I'll make fun of. So she'll just pause it when I come in the room and then unpause it because she's kind of ashamed of it.
I had a co-host who would YouTube all show long pimple popping. Not just that show.
Yeah,
like go on like YouTube rabbit holes of it.
Those people are straight serial killers.
I'm gonna gag.
Yeah, right.
I don't feel good.
No, I'm with you. Like, what is wrong with you?
I don't like pus or spit.
Okay, let's just calm down. So, I used to crush these people. Crush them.
It's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. Like, then my sister, who, funny enough, used to be the showrunner for like one of the worst shows in history, Dance Moms.
Oh man, that is bad. When kids are involved, it's disgusting, dude.
And I feel like that's where you can go in on people. Child exploitation.
I couldn't, and so she was running the show for a few years, and I got into it with her just about like the reality TV in general and the that it's killing our country,
Had a boy.
Yeah, totally. And you know what, man? I love being right, but one of my favorite things truly is to be proven wrong or be stunned on a point that I didn't like. I feel like at this point, you know everything. You think you do. But then when you're surprised,
you can say that at literally every age.
I agree with you. Exactly. But then when you're young, you know everything. And if someone proves you wrong, they're just stupid.
Yep.
I feel like the older you get, if you're proven wrong or if somebody brings up a really good point, like, hey, it's been a while. And she turned to me and she goes, you stupid idiot. Your entire career is based around talking about dudes who play with balls. Like you literally... all you do is go on the air and talk for then 3 hours about millionaires who don't care about you, that stuff balls into hoops or throw them in the air, and they score touchdowns and make baskets. This is her talking. And then you break down how they did it, and could they do it again tomorrow? And what did they do last year? And what are the top 4 people from the year before that would do the thing this year? And then you all go home and you repeat the same thing every single year. You're all a bunch of voyeurs. She goes, there's no difference. It's sports. It's sports for other people that don't like athletics.
While I see her point, and it is a valid one.
I actually was like, you kind of got a good point, dude.
I would also argue that sports, starting at a young age, actually teaches you lots of lessons.
Dance Moms doesn't?
No, that's just the thing. And I'm sorry, have you seen baseball moms on reality TV? You haven't. Have you seen basketball dads? Yes, it's called the NBA, but
isn't there a wives and
basketball
girlfriends?
wives?
Yeah, basketball wives.
Yeah, no, definitely we found a way to,
shout out Jackie Christie.
Yes.
I mean, and at least reality shows are semi-grounded with like, well, I won't say, I mean, they're real people. I don't know if they're normal people. They're real people.
Also, like, sports is very communal, as you know, community. Like, do you have 17,000 people gathering at Golden One Center to watch the finale of Cheer Mom?
Listen, look at the numbers. Let's wait for the numbers for... and obviously...
No, I get you, but that's where numbers can be taken out of context.
This Vanderpump thing yesterday is going to do...
Oh, I'm not... This is not a...
numbers.
This is not an argument for or against. I'm just saying, I'm looking at your sister's specific argument. It's a very good one. Especially when it comes down to what we do for a living. There's not a lot of stuff I can argue there.
The hole in your argument, though, Jay, like you can't go to... They have like bachelor watch parties at bars and stuff, but you got to hear what they're saying. Yeah.
When I was at Quad,
you got to be able to pay attention. You can't cheer and you can't like... That's something you want to be in a room and
it just
be locked
depends
into.
on the show. When I was at Quad, now it doesn't exist anymore. I think the first 2 seasons of Survivor, we did live shows out at one was at Palm Street Pub, and I forget what the other one was down. I mean, it might have been Bissless, but
I love Palm
and they were packed. They were packed full of people, and the Survivor season finale was on.
I remember that, like, our neighbors across the street used to host like Survivor watch parties every whatever day it came on.
The Bachelor is like, my wife would go. This is like the wifiest thing ever, too. It's hilarious because I was jealous and I wanted to go. My wife would go watch The Bachelor and with her friends, and they would play a game called Bunko, which
that's like for people 65 and over.
No, my whole thing was like the food that they.
Sure, I get you.
I was like,
but the actual game
is like bingo.
Bunko, it's like my grandparents played Bunko.
They play it with dice, I think. I don't
It's
know.
an old people game.
I mean, but
it's akin to bingo in the age range.
I guess the conclusion I came to is this, and it's 4 words that if you follow them in life, generally with few exceptions, you're a better person, I think. And I've tried to really develop this over the years. Don't yuck anyone's yum. Like, as long as it's not illegal or like something, you can think of things that you want to yuck, but like whether they're into bachelorette or pimple popping or I don't know what it is.
Literally just called pimple popper watcher serial killers.
They are. Okay, that's an exception. But like ultimately, if it fills your time and it's harmless, like my kids don't get to watch it. Like that's where I draw the line. I'm like, no. I'm not. You're not picking cues up from that. I'm sorry. If you want to call me, Tipper Gore Jr. or whatever, that's fine. That's an old reference. But if you're into it, you're into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you like to watch, I don't know, like
Jersey Shore.
People get ripped for watching the WN. Oh, you watch Girls Bet? Are you into it? Is it entertaining to you? That's awesome. Watch it. Have fun.
As long, and this is again, this is my rule. Well, yeah, legal
right.
for what?
Right.
But also, if it does not run your life.
Yeah, that's annoying when people's things they like are their personalities. Yeah, that's...
No. This is my job, but like sports does not run my life.
The Niners run my life on Sunday, but that's it. Dang it, I'm a hypocrite.
Sure.
I am positive.
I'm not saying that doesn't mean you don't have a life outside your job.
But that's my point. There are people that don't have lives outside of their interest.
I feel like I have a pretty decent life outside of my job, but sports for the most part run my life.
Like if you're 45 and you live at home with mom and you're playing 12 hours of Nintendo.
Course.
But that's my point. When your hobby is the biggest part of your life and you're not getting paid for it, by the way, we get paid for this.
I think a general rule is if you can have multiple conversations about different topics, you're fine.
I guess the bigger point I'm making here is that I just lost it because it's 6:11 in the morning.
Is it that the Heat took game 1 in Boston?
No. It's that Miami took game 1 against the Celtics.
Oh, wow. So we've got that. We've got Sam Mamek today coming up as well. Another Sam. Better watch the Sam Darnold story. I'm telling you guys.
Oh, yeah. Nate doesn't know. This is the biggest Sam Darnold hive in Northern California.
All I'm saying is...
Did you watch him in college?
All I'm saying. Did I watch him at USC?
Yeah.
I watched him at USC, but that's not... We'll get into it. That's going to be at 6:43 and more. In the meantime, the minus 500 favorite loses game 1 at home.
Yeah!
Who'd have thunk it? We'll get to that next.
It's Cattles and Rami.
I use vitamin D pills at home. You're trying to bait me into something here. I've been in enough trouble lately, man. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. You might stay in Vegas if you go so far. Not taking the bait. That's bait right there. That's what that is. It is. I admit it. All right. But I do take vitamin D, Bill. I do. It's a little of nature. Watch. I'll show you. Go 19 minutes without getting in trouble, These
man.
bad boys.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
ACR Solar and Home Services is here to help you, just like they helped me. Jason Ross here, and ACR did a great job for my family, bringing their impeccable reputation and great workmanship to keep my family covered with a brand new roof. Now we're comfortable and dry during Sacramento's rainy season, knowing our home's structural integrity is protected. Our value is increased, and the home itself, well, it's looking and functioning at its best. The proof, it's in our roof. Now, you could get this same quality experience with ACR Solar and Home Services. Just go to acrsolar.com now to sign up for a free estimate and see all that they have to offer, not only to protect your home and family during the cold and wet Sacramento weather, but also including premium made in the USA solar electric systems. That's acrsolar.com. ACR Solar and Home Services is bringing us all the highest quality, highest value, and integrity since 1979. Go to acrsolar.com. That's acrsolar.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Wow. Is this you, Nate?
I took your advice.
Look at you. Nate approval rating just went way up in the Carmichael Dave rankings there. I said this the other day. I want to plug this in. People have slept on New Jack Hustler by Ice-T for a while. This to me is just one of the coolest songs in history. Yes, I said it. It came on my little playlist the other day. I was like, wow, even that beat itself is so... I don't know what I'm talking about in music, so I can't really do it. Like, I can be like, oh, the beat, it's a 6-time thing, whatever. I just like the way it sounds. And I like the way Ice-T sounds. And he tells stories, and it's neat. If you haven't heard the song, look it up, because there's a lot of swear words, which is why we play the instrumental. That's Nate behind the glass. That's Dodger Jay sitting in front of me. In
front of the glass.
That's right. You're on this side of the glass.
I know.
Not gonna lie.
You missed Jason. I get it.
Not as I was gonna say not as pretty as our co-host yesterday, but also not as argumentative. Saying something.
It really is, actually.
Dear Lord, I was like, I had to go home and friggin'.
She came in ready to fire yesterday.
She did.
She had some good jokes, I heard. That was funny.
We'll find out if her joke, came to fruition and Let's Go Streaking coming here around 8:45.
The funny thing is with Katie and I is that off the air, I'm the 4-year-old. There's no doubt about that. But whenever we're in public or do anything broadcasty, she's the 4-year-old, and she was 100% the 4-year-old yesterday. But Katie gets away with it because she's Katie, and that's fine. She came in, she had fun. We had fun. We always enjoy it.
She'll be here today.
She would do middays. Who's she doing middays? Kyle, that's right. Kyle Draper. So there's that. Jason Ross, birthday week. He is in band in Dunes. We are all mostly jealous of him. He'll be back on Monday. Boston, and we talked about this throughout the week, was a minus 500 favorite to win this series against the Heat. Meaning, again, you would have to bet $500 to win 100. In other words, they are were a big time favorite. Now, listen, this is not a victory lap thing because there's 6 more games. On top of that, Boston's lost at home before in these playoffs. Let's not all start, making out with each other.
Is that their 4th home loss, I think?
Yeah, might be. I know that the great thing is Miami has been on the road for every playoff series, has not had home court advantage, and they've won every game 1 on the road.
I know.
All we've said was from the jump that Vegas got this almost certainly wrong. It's certainly not that. There's a lot of value in that bet. Celtics still may win, but this is a much closer series. Not talent-wise, Jay, and you saw this on display last night, I think. I don't think there's any question Boston's a more talented team.
On paper.
Top to bottom. They're the more talented team. I'd rather pick off of their roster than Miami's roster, but Miami's biggest strength is probably Boston's biggest weakness, which is Miami. They are mental dogs. They are hardened. Iron sharpens iron. They will go in there and they will just wear you down, and Boston can get rattled and be inconsistent. And you saw that last night. Miami started out with a lead. Boston took it back, and then Miami just put the hammer down.
It wasn't just Miami put the hammer down. Here's what kills me. And I always, especially in these situations when you have really good teams, it's like, okay, who do you blame? Jason Tatum had 31 points last night.
Yeah.
You look at that just by itself, it's like, okay, Jason Tatum had a really good game. Jason Tatum, top 5 MVP candidate, did not take a shot in the 4th quarter. And I ask you this simple
Who is he, James Harden?
question, right? Like more like Jason Harden.
Golly.
How is this a thing?
I don't know.
You got Joe Mazzulla throwing down clipboards and timeouts and walking away. Is he like telling these guys, get the ball to JT, and they're not doing it? Is Jason Tatum, we know Jason Tatum's not afraid to shoot the ball.
No.
He's put up 51 points the game before.
And obviously you have to credit the Heat a little bit for trying to deny him and their defense. But at some point you either have to step in and get your guys shots, or you have to take huge advantage of the fact that they should be double and triple teaming him to prevent that. You got to make him pay.
When you are one of the 5 best offensive players in the NBA. There is no defense alive that should prevent you from attempting a field goal.
No.
Now, if he goes 0 for 5, 0 for 6, then I'm like, man, dude, Miami put the clamps on him, or man, he just had a bad quarter. But not shooting the ball, there is nothing more inexcusable.
No, it's ridiculous. And here's Jason Tatum on how they've got to play better.
We got to play with more pace. I'm thinking the third quarter we kind of played too slow. In the fourth quarter we made a couple runs. Those go hand in hand with getting stops and getting out in transition. Those starts on the defensive end. Just play with, some more pace, play a little bit faster.
You mentioned Joe Mazzulla, head coach of the Celtics. Here's what he had to say after the game.
We won 3 out of the 4 quarters. We got away from who we are in the third quarter, whether it's home or away. It's the details, it's the margins, it's the little things. We've shown we can do it both home and away.
Okay. He's right.
Yes.
They won 3 or 4 quarters. The problem is they gave up a 46-piece in the third, and we're beating 46-25 in the third. And that is a microcosm of what we just talked about, Jay, that Boston can be mentally crunched. They can go to sleep. They can lose focus. That's not really going to happen with Miami, and all it takes is 1 quarter like that.
In your opinion, does that come down to coaching? How much of that is we have Joe Mazzulla, who is been around the NBA for a little bit.
Sure.
It's a new head coach. Versus you have arguably the greatest coach that ever was the Coach of the Year award in Eric Spoelstra. Where does coaching fall in that versus the talent just slept walk?
Honestly, one thing I'd like to have in front of me, and I don't, is I'd be curious as to how many timeouts Mazzulla called in the third. I'd just like to know.
I think he had 4 total timeouts left by the end of the game. I need to look that up. But Mazzulla is notorious for not calling timeouts.
Well, if you're Phil Jackson and you want Kobe and Shaq to play it out on the floor, it works sometimes. If you're Joe Mazzulla and you have a team that notoriously goes to sleep and turns into a completely different team at times, it is your job to break up the pace of the other team.
And that's the point I'm getting at, because you go back again, the third quarter, the Celtics just don't show up out of the half. The fourth quarter, I believe they came out on something like an 8-0 or 8-1 run. It was something like that. The Celtics started the fourth hot. I want to say Spoelstra called a timeout within like 90 seconds.
That's what you need to do. It's the same thing Mike Brown does that I love so much. If you see something you don't like, get to it before it gets out of hand. It's like if you're sitting at a blackjack table and you start to get angry and you start doubling and tripling your bets and you're on a losing streak. Dude, take a breath, get up, change the pace up, come back, relax.
And to me, that's why I mentioned it, is because I feel like Mazzulla in a situation like that, again, clearly leans more towards let the guys play through it again. Yeah. He's notorious for keeping timeouts.
Well, he shouldn't be doing that. And he shouldn't be notorious for anything in his first year as head coach.
But that's the problem. Right. And that's what I mean. And that's what gives me a lot of pause on the idea that the Celtics are going to beat the Heat.
Yeah.
I just think the Heat are so much better coached than the Celtics.
I agree with you, number one. Eric Spoelstra, we talked about it yesterday, other than Greg Popovich, is the most tenured coach in the NBA for a reason. That's number one. Number two, I will go back to what I always say, which is you have a great chef, but you also have to have the ingredients to carry out your vision. And he does that with Jimmy Butler, and he has that with Bam Adebayo, and he has that with a veteran even in Kyle Lowry.
Well, you mentioned Butler and Adebayo. Both have great games, right? This is, to me, the sticking point, though. Gabe Vincent, Max Struss, Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry combined for 60 points.
You had 4 guys with 15 points. Exactly 15 points to go with the 30 and 20. And the only other guy was Kevin Love with 8 points and 6 boards. But here's the thing. When you look at that Miami box score, it's a typical Miami box score. You have your 2 guys, and then everybody does what they're supposed to do with the opportunities they have. Like, oh, Zeller with 15 points, that's weird. He might have 4 tomorrow in 2 days if it's not available. Everybody knows their roles. Even Udonis Haslem, who was cheering.
He's great at it.
He knows his role. We'll take a break.
Wow, you just called him Mateen Cleaves. I'll let him know.
Who's the guy I called? Oh, Matthew Dellavedova. We should do that one of these times, like our Mount Rushmore of Mateen Cleaveses.
Should there be a Mateen Cleaves award in the NBA every offseason?
I think there should. That's a great idea. When we come back, baseball, though. Safe or out, the Phillies and Giants. Look out. Look out for our Giants, huh? Brett Rooker of the A's and Jock Peterson news. Yeah, we got a lot for you. Nate will run it coming up after this.
The Kings season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
Returning is honestly my number one priority. Be a part of something special.
Stay tuned all off season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday forecast starts out comfortably thanks to that Delta breeze. Into the afternoon, mostly sunny skies with that light southwest wind. Highs today in the lower 90s. 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Right now at the Roseville Auto Mall, we've got the best Memorial Day savings and selection we've had in years. Head out to Eureka Road off I-80 and kick off summer with a new car, truck, or SUV during the giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Alan Bastable offers 8 sneaky ways for stubbornly average players to break 80. First, play sensible tees. Hitting 7 and 8 irons into greens instead of hybrids give chances at 4s and 3s. Check the par. There's no shame in doing so on a par 70 course. 3, check the forecast. A day after rain can mean soft greens. 4, avoid big numbers. It's not the bogeys that will derail a 79. It's a couple of bigger scores. 5, you got to believe. Give yourself a pep talk and temper the feelings of gloom. 6, keep like-minded company. If you're a grinder, play with fellow grinders, or play with music, or gamble if that's your game. 7, a little luck helps. Even tour players recognize luck. 8, don't obsess over, well, breaking 80. You're going to know if you have a good round going, so have your partner keep score. At the 18th tee, ask where you stand, as it may affect the way you approach the hole. Sounds simple, huh? Now go out and do it. And have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Uma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at Uma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans and will help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
At Hoblet Dodge Jeep Ram, we pride ourselves on honesty, integrity, and getting you a fair deal. Like the bigger dealerships, we sell great Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, but that's where the similarities end. It's how we do business at Hoblet that's the difference. Our handshake is our signature here. If we tell you the truck will cost this much, that's what it'll cost when you get here. If we tell you we're going to sell it to you for a certain price, that's the price we're going to sell it to you for. Our customers come back to us because that's how we do business. If you're in the market for a great new Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, come and see us. We're Hoblet Dodge in beautiful Woodland, California. We're a short 20-minute drive from Sacramento. Come out and meet our great staff. We promise we'll treat you with respect and keep our word when you do business with us. We're Hoblet Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. You'll find us on Main Street in Woodland, California, USA. Thanks for dropping by. Again, if you want a dealership that prides themselves in honesty, integrity, and getting you a fair deal, you'll find it at Hoblet Dodge Jeep Ram.
Saturday, June 10th, Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville is proud to present Girl Named Tom, winners of NBC's The Voice.
If you don't love me now, you will never love me again.
Girl Named Tom, June 10th at 8 p.m.
Until then, I'll sing my homesick melody.
Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com.
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. It was less than a feeling for Boston in the third quarter last night as the Heat take a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami put up 46 as opposed to Boston's 25 in the third quarter. Jimmy Butler, of course, went off as well. He had 35, 5, and 7. Jason Tatum dropped 30 despite not taking a single shot in the fourth quarter. And we now have some breaking news for Kings fans coming up in just a second on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest host JayMarzz.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Well, when you're good, it's going to happen, and that's something Kings fans need to get used to. The Suns have started to gather permission on several assistants for head coach interviews. The first name on the list, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, at least the first name he listed. But now I'm looking at, he listed 3 names. Maybe he did it in alphabetical order, or that's just a guess. Hold on. Yep, no, alphabetical order. Jordi Fernandez.
No.
Milwaukee's Charles Lee.
Good one. Pick him.
Memphis's Darko
Milicic.
Dragic-Kovic.
Different person.
Yeah,
no.
FL.
No. I'm sure Jordi wants a head coaching job, but I'm going to be a selfish. I'm taking a selfish here.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah. Sorry, Jordi.
No.
You can't go anywhere. Yeah, that's just a matter of time on that one. If he's not a head coach this year, I imagine he'll be a head coach next year. Pretty interesting jump, though, if you get the Suns as your first coaching gig.
Yeah. You walk right in and you're coaching. Looks like they're going to pick up Chris Paul's option. You got the book. You got the KD.
Are they really going to pick up his option?
That's the rumor right now. Well, here's the thing. Because it's a partial guarantee.
Yeah.
So you're going to have, if you waive him, you have to pay him $15 million. That's a $15 million cap hit. So you might as well pick up $30 million and keep him. And I don't think he's tradable at this point.
If you're the Suns, though, wouldn't you want to bring in a more veteran-proven guy? And that's not a shot at Jordi at all. No, Fernandez, Jordi.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'm like,
no, it doesn't get any older.
Paul is about as veteran as it gets.
No, but for coaching, though, because you have the KD, you think this is your window, right? You're very disappointed with this season. Don't you want to bring in someone, I'd say Doc Rivers, but not Doc Rivers.
So bring in a Doc Rivers type is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse was the one to me that makes the most sense there.
I don't know.
And I'm all here for it. Leave our
Jordi
alone.
Maybe Hoops Hype is wrong, but I'm not seeing options for Chris Paul. It just shows he signed for
Go to Spotrac. It's a much better
Next
website.
2 years, they have him at $30.8 million. That's still a lot of money, huh?
Yeah, no, that's a good chunk of money for a 38-year-old oft-injured point guard who is definitely on the downside of his career.
It's about the equal of the entire Oakland A's roster.
Wow.
We've got them coming up right now in safe or out.
Nice stray.
Thank you.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, Nate, fire away.
The defending National League champion Philadelphia Phillies just got swept by the San Francisco Giants. Safe or out? The Phillies have no chance to return to the World Series this year.
That's tough to say when you're 20-23 and you're at May 18th. You know what? I'm just going to use my overall disdain with the baseball schedule and baseball in general just to say I'm going to say out because it's freaking May 18th. So saying no chance of anything is lame.
Such a cop-out answer.
I'm just saying.
It's logical, but a cop-out.
Yeah, of course there's a chance. They were there last year. It's the Phillies. Screw it. They could end up having the best record in baseball. I don't know. There's 1,744 games left in the season before we get to the playoffs. So I say a big fat out.
Safe.
Wow, no chance.
I didn't like the roster last year. Listen, they had a nice little run, but they didn't have to play the Dodgers because they had to play the Padres instead. That helped them.
Yeah.
I just think there's too many better teams in the National League. And the Phillies don't have that type of like San Francisco Giant early 2010s-esque where it's more so the organization, the ball club, the spirit is all there. It's a lot of really good players, a lot of really guys that can get injured too. Nah, man, I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I'm saying they can still make the playoffs.
They do have a lot of talent.
They have a ton of talent, but they also play in one of the toughest divisions in baseball.
They also have Cody Clemens, son of Roger.
Well, that changes everything. Never mind.
Bat 205, baby.
They're winning the World Series this year.
Number 2.
Safe or out?
A's outfielder Brent Rooker continues to have a great season at the plate. While wearing number 25, safe or out, the A's should have retired this number for Mark McGwire years ago.
Yeah, they should. I'll say safe. They should have. You can argue roids and Hall of Fame and blah, 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 blah. Honestly, I think they should retire Canseco and McGwire.
Yeah, the Bash Brothers.
It's a huge part of the franchise's history. There's World Series championships involved. They check pretty much all the boxes. I understand. Yeah, well, you know what? If you're going to retire a number, retire Raleigh, retire Reggie, Ricky. I understand.
Which are all retired, I believe.
No, right. And I'm saying, like, if you want to be a gatekeeper, I'm saying for any A's fan, you look back at the history of the team. That is a huge chapter. And that chapter was, you remember a little bit of Dave Stewart. You remember some Storm Davis. You remember Dennis Eckersley, of course.
Of course.
But the Bash Brothers, man. McGwire and Canseco should have both been retired.
You could make an argument at that time they were the biggest stars in baseball.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, this is 100% safe.
Although we all know it was a Pacific Stock Exchange with Kevin Mitchell and Will Clark.
Yep, definitely was.
Yeah, we all know that. Have you guys seen the unofficial Bash Brothers documentary on Netflix?
No, but I gotta check it out.
Oh, it rocks. It's the Lonely Island.
Oh,
it's the Lonely Island playing McGwire and not Sosa. Canseco. I don't know. I'm blanked. But it's very good.
Wow.
I'm going to go safe on this.
Okay.
I totally agree with you. Those guys were rock stars in Oakland. You could say 5 of the biggest names in franchise history.
Yeah.
And if you're going to use the whole steroid thing, listen, there are plenty of guys in the roid era that have had their numbers retired by their teams, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, I mean, this is the same franchise that not too long ago was still putting Jose Canseco on as an analyst, but you can't retire the number? Yeah, McGwire's number needs to be retired. I'm safe.
Number 3.
Safe or out?
MLB.com lists Giants OF/DH Jock Peterson as one of its top 10 potential trade candidates. Safe or out, the Giants should look to sell despite being only 2 games out of the final wild card spot.
I should 100% let it go, but I'm not gonna. You just went Ron Burgundy on that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You totally did.
It's designated hitter. I don't know what OF is.
It's outfielder.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So I just read what's on the sheet.
Well, you read correctly.
You want me to be honest? I could lie in here.
No, I'm saying
I could sit here and lie.
OF.
But hey, he's a damn good OF, by the way.
Because of you, I'm actually going to start referring to outfielders as OFs.
Okay.
Just because.
All right. I mean, that's a passive shot at me, and that's
not
fine
at
every time
all
you do
a
it.
passive shot. That's
and I'm here to take it. I'm a sponge.
It's
not that aggressive. But you're aggressive.
I'm not aggressive.
I don't care.
No, I don't, but I will. I'm going to say safe, and a big fat safe. Here's why. Dude, no. Look, the only thing worse than a perennially crap club is a club that just churns at mediocrity. This is not a title team. This is not close to a title team. It doesn't need to be title or nothing. What the Giants need to be doing right now is they need to be focusing on building up their minor league system. They need to be focusing on their youth and developing their youth. They don't need to be focusing on some...
Their minor league system sucks.
I'm aware of that. And they should probably start filling it up. Listen, you get a good offer for Jock, anything. You get prospects, whatever. Let's go. I don't care about making the wild card. I really don't care about making the wild card.
I am out on this, and here's why. Normally, you are presenting to me a very logical scenario.
Please don't give me the Giants won 3 titles.
No. Okay. I'm not going there at all.
All right.
I'm actually more into your to everything churn thing going on here. You have a bunch of guys on your team that if you were to go seller at the deadline, you're not getting anything worth a damn for them.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem.
If they can get anything usable for the future.
I don't think, you'll get prospects, obviously, but who are you getting? Like the Marlins number 14 prospect?
I say Wander Franco is a good deal for
that would be a great deal.
Maybe Randy Arozarena, who's not a prospect.
And then guess what? Like the Trop would come down
Oh no, the trial, the wrath of the.
You know what? You bring a good point. No. At that point, you might as well compete for a wild card spot and try to put some butts in the seats because you're not getting anything that's going to truly help you in the long run because you just got a bunch of guys.
I just realized
you have no stars, a bunch of guys.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like a rec league. We got to take a break. During the break, I'm probably going to go down this rabbit hole. I just realized, like, the Tropicana is the stadium in Tampa Bay, but also is the site where the A's are going to build. But it's a casino where they're going to build, the old casino. Yet I think the stadium in Tampa Bay is for the orange juice. And is that all the same Tropicana?
It's not.
I don't think so. Have you guys ever been to the Tropicana in Vegas? It is disgusting.
Oh, well, for sure.
Perfect for these.
Yes. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, hey, my guy getting more praise. Look out, Niner fans. Sam Darnold. He's here to kick butt and chew bubble gum, and he ain't got no bubble gum. We'll tell you who said nice things about him next.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Portland ends up with the third pick.
Oh, Geedy's cast to the Spurs.
So
give it to the Spurs.
It's either going to be the Spurs or the Hornets.
Come on, Charlotte.
The Hornets end up with the second pick.
Man, it's
San Antonio Spurs.
Third time.
Land.
It's rigged, Nick.
Victor Wembanyama.
Nick is rigged.
They just want Pop to get his hands
It's
on
rigged, man.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
So I'm a public school teacher and I'm on my feet all day long. That would be on concrete. The pain would like shoot up my heels and just increased from the bottom of my feet up. Then my back started hurting. So my husband and I were driving and I went, oh, look, there's a Good Feet store. I'm greeted by this gal named Mercy. That was a perfect name for her. And the cool thing about the Good Feet store is that you're able to try before you buy. I had free fittings. She was able to fit me with special arch supports. And so I walked around in the store. Within 30 minutes, I started sobbing because I had no pain. Well, if your feet are hurting, do something about it. You don't have to grin and bear it. You need to go to the Good Feet store and get some arch supports. I'm Deidre, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how they work for you with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Growing a business brings pressure. It's not easy to maintain momentum and still keep employees engaged. Fortunately, there's Insperity. Their scalable HR solutions help me with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance while giving my employees competitive benefit options. When my people are able to thrive, my business can adapt and prosper. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
Family-owned Clark & Rush, celebrating 60 years of serving Sacramento. It's time to convert your gas water heater and furnace to electric. Just turn to the experts at Clark & Rush and Carrier. We electrify more homes than any other contractor in Sacramento. Plus, we'll help you get up to $6,500 in utility rebates. We'll even do the paperwork. Call or visit clark-rush.com.
Smart energy savings is what we do. Clark & Rush.
Call 916-245-2829.
Are you ready to finance your first home or your next move? Well, let Safe Credit Union's local mortgage team help you get pre-approved before you start looking for that perfect home. Jason Ross here, and now through June 30th, get a $900 lender credit when you choose Safe Credit Union for your home lending needs. And Safe's mortgage team has an excellent record of personalized service because they're all about you. You'll know exactly what to expect and feel supported during each step of the process. Apply for a Safe Home Loan today at safecu.org/get900 and let Safe put you first. Safe Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new Kia.
But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smile way. Elk Grove Kia.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarzz
on Sactown Sports.
Coming up in the news and notes at the end of the show, celebrity birthdays, crosstalk with Kyle and Katie. The very what should be protected history of the wiener. That's right. Change is here. And Oscar Mayer, I got beef with you. That was just
100%.
Hey, that was pretty good, frankly.
Wow. And yeah, you have no idea how close you are to the story we're going to get to, and I don't like it. A lot of people don't like Sam Darnold because he wasn't great with the Jets, and also it wasn't great with the Panthers, but he's getting a fresh start in San Francisco. I think most people would put him number 3 on the depth chart behind some form of Purdy and Lance. Louis Riddick, though, of ESPN, was
Sacramento legend.
Told by Louis Riddick.
What? Really?
He was on the Surge World Championship team in '92.
I feel like I knew that. You're right. Was he a teammate of Goldberg?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's all the same team.
Before you read this, Louis Riddick predicted that Seattle's going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC, or the number 1 in the NFC West.
Yeah,
so keep that in mind when you listen to what he's about to say.
Great. Now I'm going to go with the Louis Riddick quote off of that. Well, I mean, either way, you win some, you lose some. Louis Riddick was told by a trusted quarterback evaluator that Niner faithful should keep an eye on Darnold. Quote, "We don't quite know what Brock is going to look like coming off of injury heading into training camp. We don't quite know what's even going on with Trey Lance. But I'll tell you what," he said to Rich Eisen. Someone just told me this. They believe Sam Darnold matching up with Kyle Shanahan could finally be the spot that totally makes him the out-of-nowhere surprise of the year. Listen. You just had Shanahan talking about Darnold's arm talent. Quote, "I don't think that's a big controversial statement. Sam is an unbelievable thrower. He was born to throw a football. There are only a few people on this planet that can throw at the level you need to throw at to succeed in this league." Now,
and Kyle's also been recently praising Trey Lance. So
yeah.
he's on the praise train right now.
Sure.
But boy, that's a lot.
It is.
So the Niners 2 years in a row are going to have the biggest surprise of the season. Because Brock Purdy, I mean, without a doubt, drafting the last guy in the draft and having him take over like that was the biggest shocker. So Sam Darnold, that's going to happen again? Is that
I would say this, though. I would say if Sam Darnold threw for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, I would say that's still not as big a surprise as Brock Purdy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But would be obviously
you're right. It's not as big as a surprise as Brock Purdy, but if he puts up those type of numbers, yeah, man, it's pretty close.
Pretty close. I want to be real clear here because I'm super, super, super on this look out for Sam Darnold bandwagon. Like I'm not even saying it's probable or even a coin flip. All I've said from the beginning is this guy was a stud at USC. And to grade him based on being in New York with Adam Gase and the Jets and then moving on to Carolina, which is about as big a hellhole over the last
Matt Rule, not a great coach.
No. So,
Still was 4-2 in Carolina.
Who?
Well, that was what the last 6 games last year to Steve Wilkes.
All right,
which kind of highlights the point, though, right? Like
Yeah,
it's almost reverse engineering an argument you like to make all the time when it comes to like coaches who get scapegoated. Like you need good ingredients.
Yes.
Is Sam Darnold basically a good ingredients that has had a bunch of bad cooks?
That's the point. Is he's had no ingredients. We went over a couple weeks ago who his receivers were. We talked about his lines. We talked about a number of things. The bottom line is this: Sam Darnold is 25 years old. He's 25 years old. He'll be 26 next month. He was the 3 pick in the draft. Obviously, that doesn't matter in the big scheme of things. It doesn't. But he obviously was good enough in college to be drafted number 3. But Ryan Leaf was good enough in college to be drafted number 2. There's Jeff George. There's a whole list of guys with great arms that never panned out for one reason or the other. Here's the thing about Sam Darnold, though. You've never heard anything attitude-wise with him. You've never heard anything trouble with him. It's not that. Is it just simply that there was that big of a drop-off? I am of the belief, and always have been, that Kyle Shanahan is so ridiculously genetically linked to his father, Mike. And what Mike did with those Broncos years, old heads will remember when you had Mike Anderson one year and Olandis Gary the next year, and he just churn out 1,000-yard rushers and plug and play. I know it's not that simple, but the way that Kyle has set up that offense, there's a reason why Brock Purdy was able to do what he did last year. No credit from him, but Brock Purdy doesn't do that on any other team in the NFL. There's no other team in the NFL that Brock Purdy comes into and does what he did last year, because it is a plug and play offense. You have to have talent. You have to have basic skill, but your skills and talent will be elevated. So my point always with Sam Darnold was, if Purdy ain't quite right yet, if Trey Lance is still in his head and yipping and doing the things he was doing in the finite time we've seen him, I actually feel almost more similar about Trey Lance as I do about Sam Darnold, in the sense that we have no real test case, which we have not gotten enough information.
Lance doesn't have
by
a sample
Lance
size. I
by
agree.
far. The sample size is nothing. So to make decisions on him is silly. With Sam Darnold, I'll say it again. Sam Darnold very much has the chance of being the Andy Dufresne of the NFL and crawling through 500 yards of crap-smelling filth in New York and Carolina to come out free on the other side with San Francisco.
I'm trying to think, in whether it's recent history or total history even, is there a QB that was taken as high, we'll say top 5 pick, that really floundered in those first 5, maybe even 6 seasons, then found a home and was just awesome?
That's a good question.
Found a home. No, I was thinking, when you first phrased that question, I was thinking of Josh Allen. He really came out slow out of the gate.
No, I mean, there's several quarterbacks that come out slow the first couple of years and pick it up. I'm trying to think about a guy.
Team.
Yeah, that found, and it was just simply, hey man, I've been in really crap situations. It's not indicative of my talent level. I really cannot think of one.
I would say,
and I'm sure there's one or two arguments out there. I just can't think off the top of my head.
I'm sure there are. It took Tua Tagovailoa a couple years.
No, but again, I'm talking about switching teams after like 5 seasons.
Tyrod Taylor, kind of.
No,
would Kirk Cousins
kind of. That's the only guy. Like, he was good in Washington.
Yeah, he was decent in Washington, and he kind of sucks too. I mean, seriously, and the point I'm making is Sam Darnold would be such a unique case if that were to happen.
For sure. And it's just, it becomes a matter of, can a team truly hold down a talent?
I mean, the only one I can think of, just because he was a backup for years and then finally got a starting job, was Mark Brunell.
And Mark Brunell was great. You can't really count Steve Young because he was backing up Joe
Brett
Montana.
Favre in Atlanta? How long was he in
was
Atlanta
there 1
for?
year.
Yeah, he was there a year out at Southern Miss.
Yeah. Like I said, is it...
Oh, someone said Geno Smith.
That's actually a good comparison. Here's why. Because it goes back to kind of the point you were making, Dave. I'm not saying Pete Carroll runs a plug-and-play offense, but it's pretty clear Pete Carroll knows how to get the most out of his quarterbacks.
Okay, well, let's go to break with this. This isn't an exact match, but Matt Stafford won a championship his first year in L.A.
But I think people consider Stafford good in Detroit.
But he was also in Detroit and couldn't win.
But I think the overarching point you're making there is, hey, get him in the right position, he'll be a winner.
That's not what Jay's asking either. Jay's asking a guy who couldn't get it together. And it's not about that. I don't think you're talking about wins and losses, right?
Sure.
I mean, just overall, like Darnold's, right now, in some people's eyes, we don't know what the Niners is third on a depth chart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who's gone in with that?
We'll take a break. I can't wait for football season. Come on, Hard Knocks. Just get here, would you? We got NBA rumors to get to, including the Blazers and that number 3 pick. Also, was on the phone with a buddy of mine last night, which is always my favorite show prep. I got a question I want to pose to you guys on the who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron sports talk debate. But it's from an angle I haven't really gone down yet. We'll get to that after this.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy.
Purdy going to throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo. Touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday forecast starts out comfortably thanks to that Delta breeze. Into the afternoon, mostly sunny skies with that light southwest wind, highs today in the lower 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for all your favorite models at low prices and payments, plus low finance rates and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Rev your engines for Fast X, the IMAX experience, playing this week.
I am the man that's going to break your family. Piece by piece. You will never be able to break my family.
The Fast X family is back on the largest screen in Sacramento. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for reserved seating. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and concession purchases each time you visit the Esquire IMAX Theater.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I want to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. We can all agree on one thing. Your time is important. That's why at American Energy Heat and Air, they make shopping for a new air conditioner easier with their new online quoting tool. Now, all you have to do, go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote today. It'll help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide those great pricing options they have, the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home without having somebody coming to your house. Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your specific needs are, call 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait,
You do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Boston could not find peace of mind in the third quarter last night as the Heat take a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. In the third quarter, Miami put up 46, and Boston only put up 25. Jimmy Butler, of course, went off as well. He had 35, 5, and 7. Jason Tatum dropped a 30 bomb despite not putting up a single shot in the fourth quarter. And breaking news, the Phoenix Suns are interviewing Jordi Fernandez, Kings assistant coach, to be their head coach for the next however long. You never know in the NBA anymore. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest host JayMarzz.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Hour 2 of 4. Carmichael Dave. Jason Ross off today and tomorrow and this week. Happy birthday, Jason. He's golfing.
It's not his birthday anymore.
That's a good point. Get back here, Jason, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly. Nate is in here doing Nate things. Our dare I say our preferred fill-in.
Wow.
No offense to anyone else.
Well, no offense. You just offended the holy heck out of Kyle Ledbetter.
No, I don't. I like Kyle.
He had green pants on yesterday.
Kyle's great. I'm just saying Nate's the regular fill. It's like how Jay Leno was the regular fill-in, the preferred fill-in for Johnny Carson. That's no offense to Joan Rivers or anyone else. It's just that's how it was.
And I'm in the rotation. I'm the sixth man.
Right. When Jay Leno wasn't available, they went to somebody else. That's all I'm saying. No offense.
Is it because you guys like my hot takes?
No,
it's your hot updates.
Oh yeah, my updates are sexy.
That's gonna be used again.
And Fred Smith died at 54 years old. In other news,
They're better than that now. They're better than that now.
I like the
They're
delivery.
better than that now.
Marginally.
I put Boston could not find peace of mind. I'd use the song.
You also said OF, though, and that's endearing.
That wasn't during an update. That has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with that.
No Vanderpump Rules updates. How are we going to keep up with afternoons?
It happened last night.
There's your update. You just wrote it on the fly.
I barely even got through the sentence.
I got an update for both of you two.
Uh-oh.
The Blazers are going to show you the number 3 pick to win the title.
All right,
apparently.
hijack, because I want to ask you guys this, and then we'll move on. I'm really I've been waiting to ask you.
I'm excited for this.
Okay, Michael Jordan versus LeBron James versus Kobe Bryant versus. Okay, but what if you looked at it like this? I'm going to give you guys one of my famous scenarios: time machine.
Okay, so this will take 3 minutes.
Beedly boop. Time machine. Hey, look who's here! It's 18-year-old LeBron James. It's 21-year-old Michael Jordan. I have them both in cryostasis, but they're here right now, frozen, and I'm going to unfreeze them for you because congratulations. You guys are the proud owners of a brand new NBA expansion team.
Thanks.
I'm going to give you one player to pick. Now, I can't tell you about championships or anything because we're changing it all up now. They have a new team. They're going to have new teammates. They're going to do all this stuff, but I will tell you this. You have all the knowledge of LeBron James and his now 20 years, and you have all the knowledge of Michael Jordan and what he did over time. I'm not talking about endorsements. I'm not talking about any of that stuff, cultural impact, none of that. I'm saying, who do you pick?
Okay. Before we start this, are you a LeBron or Jordan guy? Sounds like you're a Jordan guy.
I love Jordan, but I'm
not
both.
like anti, like 1 and 2. Who's your one out of those two?
In this scenario?
No. In general, before
Jordan.
you heard this scenario, you're Jordan. Okay. And Jay, for you?
Kareem.
Don't get on
Is
the
he
Kareem
anti?
thing because I love
I'm not
Kareem.
anti
And you know I
anything.
love Kareem.
Kareem's the greatest.
I love Kareem. I just don't think Kareem. I don't think Kareem is Jordan or LeBron. But I love Kareem.
No, it's Kareem.
I'm not arguing
Wilt,
against
too.
Kareem.
I mean, there's a lot of
Kareem's
things.
better than Wilt.
Okay.
Which one do you take?
That is a great. So you're getting the modern NBA.
You're getting today's NBA.
So that's
You're getting
huge.
The exact players.
Remind
that
you,
they
you're
were.
getting Jordan then with modern technology as
Correct.
far as being an
Yeah,
athlete.
that's
It's
correct.
Michael Jordan is the answer.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Well, then you're wrong.
You get 20 years of LeBron James.
I know.
For the most part of all those 20 years, a top 5 level.
Again, but we're talking modern here. Look,
I totally get
Michael
it.
Jordan's not going to play baseball then.
You
don't know that.
Who is leaving the NBA right now to go play baseball? Go.
A guy.
But I'm just saying you don't know. There's too many
I
X
do know
factors.
that. No, there's not.
Sure there is.
There's
You're
definitely
putting it
X factors.
In today's modern NBA and modern sports, that's not a thing.
And I don't want to get dark here with all the off-field stuff that Michael went through with his family and gambling and his dad and all that. Let's take that separate. I'm simply talking about gameplay.
Michael.
Why?
Because I know Michael is a killer. LeBron James will kill a guy, but Michael is an actual killer. There's a difference.
I always found the funny thing, that the main thing with Jordan fans, and I'm one, is always 6-0 in the finals, right? Never lost.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Never lost.
I hate that argument. That's stupid.
But the funny thing is let's see. He's won 4. Could win 5 this year, right? And he's been to 11, 12?
Something in that range.
7 straight,
Here's
right?
what I
Or 8
always-
straight?
I know. I think it was like 9 straight.
It was 8 straight.
Here's what I always find funny.
7 straight.
Michael Jordan never lost in the NBA Finals. That is a fact. How many times do you get kicked to the curb, though, in the conference finals, in the second round, in the first round? Michael Jordan played, 16, 17 years in the NBA?
No, he played 9.
Is that all?
I think 14 and a half.
Okay. So 8.5 years in the NBA, Michael Jordan didn't even make the finals. I don't find the 6-0 argument compelling. I find the 6 argument compelling.
I think so. Rounding back to the question you initially asked, I think I'm gonna go. I mean, it's a top. I don't know. I'm gonna go LeBron.
Yeah, I would too.
Because that's a fascinating question. It really made me think.
That's where we got on this, because it's such a tired, stupid ass argument, and I hate it. And I hate these types of arguments. But when you put it in a different context, I think it can kind of
It's fun. It adds a spark.
You want to get to Dame Lillard? I
No, we're gonna go to Dame. We'll do that with Harden at 7:20.
And don't go. I mean, we still have.
We got a couple minutes.
We have 3 minutes. I want more than 3 minutes.
You want more than 3 minutes?
Okay. Well,
because
I got a follow-up question.
Hold on, real quick.
Uh-huh.
Because I think there's actually a fascinating tie-in with the Dame spec that Portland's looking to trade the number 3 in hopes of putting a title contender around him.
No.
And also with Houston picking at 4. I want to bring something up. We'll do that at 7:27.
Okay.
Would you rather have LeBron right now or
You mean
Jordan
at 38?
Yeah, old LeBron or Jordan Orlando years?
Well,
what?
I think he played in Washington.
Washington, sorry. I'm thinking
Jesus.
Jeez.
Well,
yeah,
no, that's
my
another
bad.
thing that's kind of unfair to Michael, sort of, but like Michael Jordan was a shell compared to LeBron James
Dude,
in
Michael
his mid
Jordan
to late
was
30s.
Michael Jordan was a shell, but was still like a top 25 player with the Wizards. Go back and look at his numbers. He had great numbers. He just got hurt, and he played through a ton of injuries in Washington.
I understand the hurt aspect. I'm saying when you compare LeBron James's 30s to Michael Jordan's 30s,
and that's technology. That's
I want to be very clear here. They were around the same age, 38, 39, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, look at Michael in his last year in the NBA, played all 82 games. Again, played mostly hurt. Started 67. He's playing 37 minutes a game. This is 03 at 39.
and average
hurt.
20 points a game, which is amazing when you consider he's 39 years
6
old.
boards, almost 4 assists, almost 1.5 steals.
Well, that's the thing. Look at their year 38. Jordan averaged 23 points, just under 6 boards, just over 5 assists on 41. Oh, that's 41% from the
did
field.
not have the modern technology to keep himself healthy.
Okay.
And played for the Wizards.
But hold on really quick. Because you can stick that right up your,
No,
where.
I can't.
Well, I'm going to tell you why you can. You're right about modern technology, but can we please not forget that Michael Jordan was going to Vegas, smoking cigars, playing blackjack all night long, partying, doing all this stuff. Michael Jordan could do that because he was Michael Jordan, but let's not act like he was spending $2 million a year on working out in his body like LeBron James was.
But
it's not like Michael just got unlucky.
Modern NBA.
I
don't think he's the same
modern
person.
NBA. He's James Harden, but Michael Jordan.
No.
You don't think he's going to Vegas?
No, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's still doing stuff.
Smoking cigars.
But you don't think he's investing more in doing cryotherapy and stuff like that? Because here's the thing.
He didn't need to. He did. He's Michael Jordan.
No, but
he doesn't need to.
No, those things weren't options, though. Those weren't options.
You can't say
if
that
everyone's doing it,
I get it,
and that's what the standard is.
I get that, but what did Michael?
Especially because Michael Jordan in this modern era could have even grown the Jordan brand more. Because players,
that's a good point.
Players are so much more brands now than they even were back then.
I'm not talking business.
I am, because it all factors in.
But I'm saying Michael would do those things because he could. And what I mean by that is he was Michael Jordan and he could play poker all night long and he could still come out and he could kill you, and he took pride in that.
But also, like, the equivalent of that in the NBA is James Harden in the modern era.
Yeah.
And James Harden, if James Harden were like 174th the competitor that Michael Jordan was, James Harden probably has 3 NBA titles.
There's no doubt that Michael Jordan's competitive nature is unimpeachable. I'm just saying, him breaking down late in his career, let's not act like it might not have had something to do with the fact that he lived a hard career. And by hard career, I mean he wasn't spending the time on his body that
100%.
LeBron James was.
Yes,
by the
100%.
way, Michael Jordan's still an amazing specimen. Don't get me wrong. We're just talking levels here.
Yeah.
It's not an accident that LeBron James is doing this at 38.
And we talk about the brand of Michael Jordan. He would have definitely been in a Hoblet Dodge, right? You wouldn't be getting these reads. If Michael played in the modern era, Hoblet would be using him and not you.
By the way, if Michael Jordan didn't exist, well, let me feel how I can formulate that thought. But I would also argue that LeBron James might have a better brand than Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan set the footsteps for LeBron James. But again, LeBron, very little, if any, controversies as well throughout his career. I think it's actually very interesting, fun summertime conversation. Just like I think it's incredibly interesting that people would go anywhere. That wasn't Hoblet. Why? You're all gonna buy cars. You're all going to buy cars. You're all going to buy trucks. Why would you go anywhere that isn't Hoblet? Just 5 minutes from the airport. Right there in Woodland. I mean, they're as local gets. They're family owned and operated. This isn't some, conglomerate. They're family owned and operated. Why does that matter to you? Because that means something. Because you don't have to go to corporate to figure things out. They're not responsible. They're not trying to crunch numbers and hit these goals based on screwing you out of your hard-earned money. No, their motto, and I love this. I've been working with them for years. Their whole idea is simple. They want your business now, and they want your business next year. They want your business beyond that and beyond that and beyond that. Search, select, and save at HoblettDodge.com. No hassle, no pressure, ever dealership. Get up there today and you tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. All right, let's get to 3 for Madness next. The NBA offseason rumors, the XFL, and the PGA Championship going on as we speak. We got questions. We got answers. We'll get there next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarzz.
Here's question 1.
Who's better, Jordan or LeBron?
Kareem.
I like my guy Ryan, who's still salty at you, dude.
At me?
At Nate.
No, for George Lucas, dude. This guy's really butthurt
Nate,
about that.
Jordan played on Orlando. Also, Nate. George Lucas is a bad writer.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's not right.
I'll tell you this. If Orlando had Shaq, Penny, and Michael,
oh, yeah,
they probably win at least a conference title. 2 of them.
If who?
Shaq, Jordan, Penny.
Yeah.
They get them there 2 conference titles, not just 1.
Flavor Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. 21 different flavors to choose from. Fire Wings.
I liked when LeBron played for Orlando, too.
Just wing it. One of these days, Nate's just going to throw his stuff in the air and be like, you know what? You guys do the reads. Just leave.
It's fine. I mean, yeah. I'm known as the mess up guy, and that's
no, you're
fine.
not. No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
No. See how high my voice went for that? No, you're not.
All right, don't screw up question 1. Go.
Pressure's really on.
What was that?
NBA offseason rumors are wild.
They're wild.
And it's
He messed up already.
and it isn't even the offseason.
Bully.
Do you like the NBA drama, or is it just getting old? Like you guys.
Am I answering? You know, that's kind of well done. Am I answering this, JayMarzz, as a human being or as a radio host? Because they are 2 different answers.
As a fan.
As a fan?
Just a fan. Let's say you don't have your job on the radio anymore.
You know what? They're not 2 different answers. They're the same. I love it. Give me all the drama. Give me all the rumors. Give me everything. Give me mock drafts. Give me draft grades. Give me scenarios. Give me Jordan versus LeBron. I want content. There's nothing going on right now. It's hot outside. Everything's stupid. I don't care about spring football. I don't care about baseball. I want football, and more importantly, I want basketball. I want everything. I want to know if Sasha Vezenkov's going to get along with Davion Mitchell. Why? I don't know. There's no reason to ask that question, but I want to break it down for an hour because it's content, and this is a soap opera. This is our Vanderpump Rules.
I always, and I'm glad you put that out there because I'm here for the drama. If you ever hear a grown man say, I hate drama. Women, they're always about drama. That's why they like this stupid reality shows. I say this to you.
Men are more dramatic.
Men are A, more dramatic, and B, just point to man with a sports team.
Yeah, great
That's
point.
it.
Also, shout out to Willie on the YouTube chat.
Hey, Willie.
Currently enjoying a steak and provolone cheese omelet.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Nice work, Willie.
A steak in there. Is it a chuck? Is it ribeye? I don't know. Number 2.
Question 2.
The XFL finished their season, and the USFL appears like they'll finish their second season. While neither will touch the popularity of the NFL, have both shown that spring football might be sustainable in the U.S.
I hate this stupid idiot question. I'll tell you why. Because you made me do a whole rabbit hole thing on this thing.
I made you do it?
I read so much information I didn't want to read.
I can't believe you did your job, Jay.
Yeah, I don't like it because I don't care about the dumb XFL and USFL. Here's the bottom line.
That's my point.
No, it isn't. And here's why. Because they're pretty much completely subsidized by the networks that are basically using them as training grounds for play-by-play and producers, and also just looking for content. Now that may say, well, why is that going to go away? There's no content, but well, number one, it's not going to be long before one of them either goes away or they merge. You can't have one, much less two. Number two, nobody cares. The quality of the product is as good as the quality of the product can be, but there's just no appetite for it. When you look at the numbers they're pulling down, if you didn't have Fox, if you didn't have networks, one of them, I didn't even know USA Network was still around, and one of them's on there, and I think it's like
the USFL's on.
I think Fox has agreed to invest $150 million. I think they own one of them, don't they? Invest $150 million over 3 years on this. That's all going to subsidize and go away, or those subsidies are going to go away. They're going to fold. It's absolute clockwork, dude.
It will 100% be sustainable. Not both.
Wow.
I agree with you. Not both. There will be some sort of merger. And I believe the XFL is actually the better funded. It has a celebrity in front of it in The Rock, who is a big deal. I think so. I think this will basically become not minor league football because it's not a farm system and, going and playing in the spring and then in the fall, man, that takes a toll on your body.
Yeah.
But because there is such an appetite for live sports, the XFL averaged this year 622,000 viewers. And on ABC, on network television, averaged 1.13 million. That's an audience. I hate to say it. If they can maintain an audience right around 1 million,
right,
people will pay for their product.
I would also like to say,
like I said, it will never touch the popularity of the NFL. Never, ever. But it can sustain itself.
I would tell you this. You could put my butt cheeks on network television for 3 hours, and it's going to get 700,000 viewers.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
No,
it's like jury duty.
Your
dude.
butt cheeks will not get 7.
You have Hank Hill butt cheeks?
I'm just saying. My cheeks.
Because I would watch if you had Hank Hill.
Well,
butt
there's
cheeks.
a viewer right there. You see, it's got an audience. Basically, the XFL and USFL.
We're almost there.
How do you market to him?
By the way, the right demographic. Also, here's something that's going to make you feel better. Not only are you not the mess up guy, you're not even the mess up Nate of this station.
Oh, I've heard about Goodyear's.
Yeah, Nate
story.
Goodyear's Kentucky Derby is the greatest boner in the history of KHTK. Trust me when I say that. Number 3.
Okay.
Question 3.
Impressive. The PGA Championship is today.
All right.
Where do you rank this among major in terms of personal interest amongst the 4?
All right, so you got Masters, you got the Open, you got the U.S. Open, you got the PGA Championship. Honest to God, so there's 4 majors, right? Watch what I'm going to do here, and let me bring it around. I rank it 5th. I rank it 5th. Here's why.
Here we go.
Because the 5th major is the Tour Championship. They call it, it's not an official major, but at least the Tour Championship is towards it's at the end of the season. It's when you have the FedEx Cup rankings and you're getting into the playoffs and huge monies. This is by I'm going to watch. It's great. It's a major. I'll watch. It's by far. It's Masters, Open, U.S. Open. You could argue whatever.
In the United States, I'd argue they'd say U.S. Open.
I agree.
I think globally, the Open is the much more prestigious tournament.
I think you're 100% right on both counts. Then I think you honestly would go Tour Championship if you ask golf fans. And then it's like, oh, yeah, PGA Champ, that's cool. Like, I'll watch because it's a major, but I'm not like, oh, my God.
I think
going to win.
So I with you. The Masters is like, that is for me personally, I am as about pseudo golf fan as there is. Yeah. But the Masters will get my attention. And I'll pay attention to the 2 Opens. This one is like, okay, whatever. The other part of that is, then the PGA Championship, it's even worse, kind of given what you're saying, with a lot of those guys playing in the live tournaments.
Oh, a lot
now.
of live tournaments.
It takes away a lot of the PGA prestige just because there's going to be a lot of golfers in this major. Like, it's really watered down now.
We don't have time for this, but just a quick note on Live Golf. They have now stopped. This is always a good sign. They have now stopped reporting their ratings numbers and are now angry with Nielsen because they don't think they're being rated correctly.
They're on the CW.
Yeah, it's really bad, dude. We'll take a break. When we return, just a couple minutes away, quick break here. We'll get to some more NBA rumors. James Harden, Daryl Morey, and Dame Lillard. Not connected or anything. Plus, we'll hear from Daryl Morey. We'll do all that. Right after this.
Are you ready to hear this on Sactown Sports?
Hand off McCaffrey. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Or how about this?
Feels super, baby! The five-time Super Bowl champions, and they're looking for number 6.
Catch every Niners game during the 2023 season
On your home for the 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday forecast starts out comfortably thanks to that Delta breeze. Into the afternoon, mostly sunny skies with that light southwest wind, highs today in the lower 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Paid actor, not a real customer. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 44-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
Welcome to Ethos, a new kind of insurance company that believes life insurance should be hassle-free, affordable, and accessible for everyone.
For around $1 a day, I got a 20-year, $250,000 term life insurance policy without a medical exam. All I had to do was answer a few health questions and snap, family protected. It was quick and easy. Ethos is 100% online. I got a quote in seconds, applied in minutes, and got coverage in hours. Just answer a few health questions. No medical exam, no blood tests, no hassle. Look, nobody wants to plan for the unthinkable, but it would be so much worse to not plan at all. So don't put it off. It feels great having the peace of mind knowing that my family is protected.
Ethos, the 100% online hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Don't wait. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ethoslife.com.
M&S Auto Sales is grateful for their many repeat customers. Ask one, and they might say they come back because it's the best car buying experience. Others come back to get the vehicle they want and save a ton of cash on a clean, late model, top-selling vehicle that they can be proud to own. The team at M&S Auto welcomes you, including first-time buyers. El Camino Avenue, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Boston just couldn't park the car in Harvard Yard throughout the third quarter last night as the Heat take a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami put up 46 to Boston's 25 in that third quarter, and Jimmy Butler went off. He had 35, 5, and 7. Jason Tatum dropped a 30 bomb, even though he didn't take a single shot in the fourth quarter. And as of right now, the Phoenix Suns are looking to interview Kings assistant coach Jordi Fernandez for their vacant head coaching position. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest host JayMarzz.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sactown Sports.
I love when you forget your camera.
For those of you that are wondering what I was doing on the YouTube coming back from break, I was imitating Alanis Morissette singing in concert at Toyota Amphitheater last year, which was a great show.
I think everyone knew that. Everyone picked that up.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. When I was holding the microphone, the air microphone, I'm sure they picked up on that beautifully. By the way, speaking of Toyota Amphitheater, we got Post Malone tickets to give away at 9:27. Everybody relax. It's 2 hours from right now. Set your alarm. Jesse is gripping. on the YouTube chat, as the kids say, because he says, dang it, Jordi is good as gone.
He's not.
Jordi Fernandez.
I would say as good as gone. There's a lot of really good candidates out there, especially a guy like Charles Lee, who's mentioned in head coaching openings every season. Eventually he'll get one.
And maybe, just maybe, he gets the job. Maybe he just blows everybody away in the interview. But generally you see, go through a couple of cycles.
Yeah.
But, hey, he's also the reigning. If Mike Brown's the coach of the year, does that mean that Jordi Fernandez and Doug Christie and everybody, are they the reigning assistant coaches of the year?
Yes. 100%.
Right? That's how it works, right?
Yes.
Okay. Dame Lillard. Where do you want to go on Dame Lillard, Jay? Because you're fired up about this.
So let's go with the rumor mill, because the NBA is always a drama, and we love paying attention to the rumors. So it was kind of reported a little bit yesterday that the Portland Trailblazers are looking to trade their number 3 overall pick to help build a title contender around Dame.
Okay.
And then also going around the rumor mill is James Harden wants a 4-year deal somewhere.
And you know what's sad?
And the Rockets feel like he's coming home, man. So let's look at this now.
He's going to get it, too.
If you are the Blazers and the Rockettes, first of all, it's the Rockettes. If you're signing James Harden to a 4-year max, you are now like going warp speed. Screw this whole rebuild thing, right? We need to put other players around him. Or this makes no sense.
Or you're bringing him in to teach your youth how to be a professional. One of those Zach Randolph moves, right? When he came in, or Vince Carter. James Harden, hey, kids, let me show you how to get to Vegas.
Yeah.
And get back for the game.
And I think the ironic part about that, though, is because actually I think Houston signing him, and if they do give him a 4-year deal, it's more so to help him plan his future outside of basketball, his relationship with Tillman Fertitta.
Yes.
But still, if you're signing him, you got to kind of, move your timeline up a little bit. Both these teams hold the number 3 and number 4 pick. In order to move that timeline up, you're going to have to acquire another quote unquote star, right? And your number 3 or your number 4 pick has to be the big bait. There's only one team out there in my mind that I can think of that definitely looks like they're in a rebuild and has a quote unquote star. Would you, how do you look at this if you're the Toronto Raptors and Portland calls and offers you the number 3 and, whatever money they got to do for Pascal Siakam? And then now you're a Kings fan. The Blazers have Dame Lillard and Pascal Siakam. The West theoretically just got better.
Well, Victor Wembanyama is not going to help either.
No.
Now, hold on. It's funny you said, so Toronto is a team with a star that's rebuilding.
Seems like they're going to go into rebuild mode.
And it's funny because Portland is a team that should be in a rebuild that has a superstar.
Not. It sounds like they're going to try to build a title contender around Dame, which is hilarious because I don't think they have the necessary assets to do so.
Here's the thing. Pascal Siakam doesn't make him a title contender either.
That's my point. But that's probably the closest thing you're going to get to a team that would be really intrigued by that number 3 for a quote unquote all-star.
I will say this about the Blazers. The more I look at the postmortem of the season, because we talked about the Bulls, talked about Toronto, I'm not entirely sure Portland wasn't the most underachieving team in the NBA based on who their roster is. Let me just throw this out to you. Okay, you got Dame Lillard, you have Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharp's your 6th man, Matisse Thybulle, or Thybulle, Sharp, flip-flop them.
Remember, Thybulle was only there for like 25 games.
I got you. Jeremy Grant, Yusuf Nurkic.
It's a decent roster.
You got Cam Reddish, Nasir Little, Drew Eubanks. You're Keon Johnson.
Now you're just naming your basketball players.
I'm saying no, my point is your bench isn't, super duper is my point. That is not a roster. And obviously injuries play a big part. I would have no issues if Portland made the right move or two. By the way, hold on a second. Am I tripping? Is Chauncey Billups still their coach?
Yes.
How?
They didn't fire him.
How that just went completely under my radar?
Well, you remember Chauncey Billups was brought in because Terry Stotts couldn't coach defense apparently, did that not work out too well for them?
Dude, no offense, after of course saying so many times about, cooks and their ingredients. But guys, Chauncey Billups has coached in the NBA for 2 years. He's 60 and 104.
Well, hold on here though.
How is Mike Budenholzer, Monty Williams, Doc Rivers, all these guys are out of jobs?
You're Mr.
I just
Coaches
said,
get scapegoated ingredients, and you just brought up Portland's roster that had underachieved. Are you scapegoating Chauncey Billups?
I'm saying Chauncey Billups so far has not proven he's anything near. By the way, Chauncey Billups is not a good coach. He might be someday.
But how do we know that?
Well, that's a real big reason right there. That roster is better than what they're doing, number one. Number two, regardless, you better find out, because I know this, Chauncey Billups hasn't got the job done for 2 years.
I'll tell you this much.
At all.
Portland makes quote-unquote trades to build a contender around Dame. And that team is 10 and 15.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's probably the most hot seat coach, or should be the most hot seat coach in the NBA right now coming out of next year.
In order to make numbers work, like if you're Portland, you'd probably have to attach someone.
But can I stop you real quick? Just to your point. If you're Portland, how are you not looking at Monty Williams, at Nick Nurse?
I'm
Mike
sure.
Budenholzer?
I'm sure it's intriguing right now.
How are you not looking at all these coaches available and saying, hey, we need you to come in? That's a huge upgrade.
Why? Because you're talking about the same organization that thinks they can build a title contender around Dave. That's why. Because I don't think they're a very well-run organization at this point. So maybe it's like Portland trades the 3 and Nurkic for Pascal and something else, right? Or maybe it's Houston trades one of their young pieces because they have a ton of cap, and the 4 for Pascal Siakam. The bigger question I wanted to get to was, as a Kings fan, does a Portland team with a base of Lillard and Siakam scare you? Does a Rockets team with a base of Siakam, Harden scare you?
The Rockets don't scare me yet, even with Siakam and Harden. And by the way, I think bringing in Harden, maybe there's something about James Harden. Is James Harden like a butt kisser or something? Like Daryl Morey, Fertitta, like for some reason these guys seem to love him, and I can't imagine it's for his amazing stellar performances in the playoffs over the years.
What about his pay cut conspiracy thing he took? Was that this year or last year?
That was this season.
So I think he might be a bit of a team player where, they buy him an offshore island and he takes a quote unquote pay cut.
Kind of to your point though, that's a big part of the rumor of him going back to Houston is his relationship with the Tillman Fertitta and business stuff off the court that could potentially happen there. But again, I want to go back to the point. Do you think and we'd have to see what they put around these guys, but do you feel like a base of Harden and Siakam or Lillard and Siakam is better than a base of De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis?
No, not anymore. No.
Yeah, last year I get it. We're probably taking either one of those.
Yeah, no.
Philly needs to get Lillard.
Philly needs to get a lot of things.
Lillard.
But they're not. But again, I really do believe Portland's not trading him. I really believe they think they can put something around him.
Well, he doesn't want to go, right? He said that.
He
said
1,000
times.
But he's also made it a point that he's not going to be part of a rebuild. That's the other side of that. He has come out and said that he's not there for that.
Well, they might all be in their own little Portland bubble, like Portland is.
Can we also include that, not for nothing, but there's no state tax in Texas, and if Harden's looking for a 4-year deal. You always have to kind of.
The clubs he likes to visit
not
too.
Sexy. It's not a sexy thing.
Well, let me tell you something. The club thing in Houston, buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
So
Houston clubs greater than signed Philly clubs.
Yes.
It's close.
Go in for a late night at the Liberty Bell. Check out the crack.
I just think there's a large level.
Gotta really like redheads.
Go ahead.
No,
you go ahead. You think there's a really large level. I'm trying to just move past it.
Never mind. I was going to participate, and I'm not because I'll take it too far.
Yeah.
I just think because you're going to see an offseason where I don't think the Kings are going to make like a monster trade, like an earth-shattering trade. I think they're going to try to improve on what they have. But I don't see them getting involved with these big star names. And I think you're going to see a lot of people starting to throw their hands up when they see like, Oh, man, Portland making moves. Oh, man, Houston making moves.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see a lot of that this summer.
Yeah, and I think, are we at the point right now? I mean, I'm asking. You never want to do this, but are we at the point right now when people do that, we can just say, shut up?
Yes.
And you're
perfectly fine.
He's the executive of the year. Well, that doesn't mean he's infallible.
I'll tell you this. I have actual objective proof. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
It's 2 words. Trade deadline.
Well, yeah, but you're going to get, Dingle Dong over there. That's made the trade deadline.
Yeah, but Dingle Dong
needs to be playing in playoffs.
Dude, if he would have gave up 47 picks for Mikal Bridges, they'd be in the Western Conference Finals right now.
Okay, well, that's actually correct.
Right, but also
I agree with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the Nets weren't trading him.
Well, there's that little
See, there's that
thing.
part of the scenario that we let that context get away sometimes.
When we come back, Daryl Morey himself on whether or not he wants to bring back James Harden. We'll do that real quick at the top because we got to get to Lakers Nuggets tonight. Can the Lakers win the series?
Fun basketball.
They lose tonight. Is this make or break for Los Angeles? We'll talk about it next.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Thinking that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Post Malone. If y'all weren't here, I'd be crying to her. Toyota Amphitheater, August 15th. Post Malone. Pre-sale for City Card members now through Thursday before the general public on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Get tickets at livenation.com. Don't miss Post Malone.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. Spring officially here. And with the long, cold, and rainy winter behind us, I'm sure you're counting the days until summer. But don't wait until it's hot to make sure your air conditioner is working efficiently and, most importantly, safely. Get ahead of the problem with a $49 AC tune-up from American Energy Heat and Air. There's nothing worse than your air conditioner going out when it's hot outside. Get a tune-up today and make sure you and your family are comfortable and cool in your home for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Give them a call, 916-520-9990, or schedule your appointment online at AmericanEnergyAir.com. Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Easy, convenient payment options, same as cash, low monthly payments through financing partners. What do you need? 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarzz.
Sam Amick's going to join us in about 18 minutes. We got a lot to talk to him about. Daryl Morey was asked about James Harden. Here's what he had to say.
And a follow-up with James obviously having the player option. Do you anticipate him being back here with the Sixers?
We can't have those discussions yet, but we are interested in bringing him back.
Interested.
Here's Daryl on firing Doc Rivers.
We felt like that was the best move for helping us get to our goals going forward. It was carefully thought out, and I recommended it to ownership, and they accepted it.
Well, what about Joel Embiid and James Harden having input on the new coach?
The players won't have a direct input in the coach. You want to look for a coach that is a fit with, how we want to play and the players we have. But the players won't have an input in that.
I am here to tell you that is a 100% lie.
It not only is it 100% lie, but it's also 100% illogical. Listen, you want to bring in a guy that's going to fit in with how you play, and then he said, and fit in with the roster. Why would you not have? I never understood that. Let the players at least weigh in.
Well, listen, any star on any team weighs in on head coach.
But it also gives them ownership a little bit. Like,
Yes.
hey, Joel, this is the guy you asked us to bring in.
Oh, no, as a
Let's
GM, it
go.
allows you to scapegoat.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of like dark, but it's true.
Yes.
You saw Doc Rivers get scapegoated and Daryl Morey brought him in. And to think that Daryl Morey, and by the way, I guarantee you, even though let's say James Harden doesn't pick up the player option, James Harden will have more of an impact on who their head coach is if he wants to come back to Philly than Joel Embiid.
Oh, I agree. I agree, but in the other way, I think there's going to be some coaches who are like, yeah, I don't want that. I think that's actually, depending on what happens in James Harden's place, if James were to leave, that's a more attractive job.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Because they've got a ceiling right now.
I'll tell you this, in a world, something we got to ask Sam too, next segment. If like Mike D'Antoni is the new head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, you 100% know why. 100% know why.
Yes. It'll be very interesting how that works out. Very, very interesting. The drama in the city of brotherly love. Game 2 tonight, Lakers, Nuggets. The drama in this is quite simple. The Nuggets slapped the Lakers around for most of the game. And then a couple of things happened, including switching out Rui Hachimura on Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis switching. And all of a sudden, the Lakers, it was just one of those, they came from so far behind and they were just short at the end. So the question is, did the Nuggets let up a little bit, and can Michael Malone counter that? And was that really an anomaly, or did the Lakers figure something out that they're going to build on tonight and take home court advantage from Denver?
Can the answer be both in this sense? Like, yes, I think the Lakers figured out a better way to play Jokic, but Michael Malone said this too. Like, dude, teams have thrown these strategies at Jokic all year.
Sure.
And I just think you actually have a really good team in the Lakers that using that strategy are going to be just playing much closer to Denver. I don't think in the end to me, that's not the secret sauce that's going to end up having the Lakers beat the Nuggets.
I find a couple of things interesting. Number one, so they have yet to lose at home, Denver, in the playoffs. And Denver, for a long time, people have understood, is one of the top 2 home court advantages in the entire NBA. The other best home court advantage in the NBA is Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We truly have on the table
Atlanta
right now.
too. Let's go to Atlanta for 3 days. I'll show you why.
No, I understand the club scene in Atlanta is
it's a particular club scene.
Is top notch. What I'm saying is I don't know that necessarily translates to the court too much for Atlanta, probably because they also have like 4 fans.
That's 7.
But in Miami, you have that South Beach flu and everything that goes with it. It really, truly is on the table, especially since both teams are 1-0, that you're going to get the top 2 home court advantages in the NBA facing off in the finals. Which one's going to, because Denver's is built in.
I will say, if you get that, then it's almost going to be, I almost think it's surely a 7-game. If you get Heat Nuggets, I think that's a 7-game series.
Yeah. I think you're right. And I think it's the NBA's nightmare. Obviously, they want Lakers Celtics.
Which is, I actually have this. Is that in this segment? Should I look at my No, I have that later on, actually. We'll get to that. That's
we're going to talk about that.
That's a fascinating conversation.
Heat Nuggets is more entertaining from a basketball standpoint.
I agree with you.
But not from a storyline standpoint.
No, definitely not.
Well,
no, yeah, we're going to get to this later.
Okay.
Because this is a fascinating conversation.
Yeah.
But my point being, getting back to the Nuggets and the Lakers, I think Nuggets take the first 2. I feel like they're going to get a road game in LA.
I think it's more likely they get a road game in LA than LA gets a road game in Denver.
Oh, for sure.
That is a real home court like at least in Miami. If I'm Mike Malone and they make the finals, I'm probably getting a jump. You know what I would do?
You going full Grizzlies?
Here we go.
You're going full Memphis Grizzlies, are you?
I'm getting
after the game. Get on the bus. We're out.
No way, dude.
We're going to Fort Lauderdale.
No, you're right. You know they have like Jupiter Island and Star Island and all that. I'm going on Airbnb and I'm getting one of those like $15,000 a night palatial estates that sleeps whatever. I might even go Olympic style. And if oh my God. I got it. No, actually, that wouldn't work because he owns the Heat. I was going to say Mickey Harrison owns the Heat. Use a cruise ship, but it's Denver. But I might even do a cruise ship thing. Like, here's what I'm not doing. We're not staying in a hotel in Miami. I'm not chancing it.
Well, are you? So let's take this all the way back. You're basically saying we're going to get one big 30-person house.
Big Airbnb.
Big
on an
Airbnb.
Island. And we're going to boat in.
And Michael Malone's going to go around at night and enforce a curfew. Jimmy, lights off. It's 11.
I don't want Nikola Jokic out of the clubs all night long.
Yeah, that's
Jokic,
he's known for that.
You know, exactly.
So you're saying these guys don't have discipline?
Yes.
I'm saying not these
have
guys.
You been to Miami?
I'm saying.
No, I want to go.
Hey, Nate.
You won't have discipline.
Nate, how old are you?
26.
26.
You will not have discipline.
Now let me take your life exactly like it is. Okay, but I'm going to make one minor adjustment. Okay, right. You're 26 years old, but instead of what you're doing today, I'm going to put $40 million in your bank account, and I'm going to send you to Miami with a bunch of your friends. And you're going to be hanging out. And guess what, Nate? You're going to be making it rain. And
okay, that's me overnight change. These guys have done this forever. These guys do this all the time. These guys go to these places.
Booties don't get old, Nate.
Nate.
They definitely do.
Nate, yeah. Miami is different, dude. Okay. This isn't like visiting Milwaukee.
And
I know that, but I'm saying that these guys go to Miami several times a year. They go all over the world where all these temptations are.
Well, why do you think they do it several times a year?
I mean, to be clear, Nuggets went once, but the point is.
Well, anyways, you were making a more roundabout point here, though, about the Nuggets.
No, right. Advantage. And I agree with you, by the way, on Miami. But let me just say, as somebody who agrees with Jay about Miami and the distractions, I also have an active hatred for Miami. And I still, because it sucks. It's overpriced. It's hot. It's humid. It's lame. If you're in the heat and humidity, and like dudes with 8 o'clock shadow wearing white blazers, and that's my advice.
That's awesome.
Either way, I think the point you were trying to make was like you can avoid the Miami flu, right? There are vaccines.
There are ways to avoid the Miami flu.
In Denver, it's unavoidable.
No, you can't. There are things you can do. They were actually talking about it before game one. Like the Lakers training staff was aware of it. You do your best to try to acclimate. There's different things they have them doing, like eating more carbs, which is apparently a way to help with the acclimation there as well. They're on it. They're active about it. But when you're Denver, you've played there all year. When you're playing a game that involves a lot of running and not just running, sprinting back and forth, almost like a walking Tabata method, if you will, or running Tabata method, if you will, just boom, 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 boom. And you don't have as much oxygen as you normally do. Nikola Jokic does this 41 times a year. These guys
on top
do
of
not.
Practicing there,
that's very
living
tough.
there,
yes.
Just is used to the elements there.
Dave, you're a big MMA guy, right?
I am.
So you know Tony Ferguson?
I do.
He would go train in Big Bear, which is the Tahoe for LA, basically.
What Tito Ortiz basically
he
started.
would do for about 10 weeks or something, and that would just be enough.
That's right.
You have to go for so long. So if you're the Lakers or any other team going to play Denver, you're not
enough time.
Anything you do is not going to work.
The only way you're winning a series like that, in my opinion, where Denver has the home court advantage, is you have to be significantly better than them.
True.
I think the Lakers are a really good team, and I think they can give the Nuggets a series. The Lakers are not significantly better. The Lakers are not better than them, period. I really think the Nuggets go up 2-0 tonight.
Again, I'll say it. The Nuggets, roster to roster, are the better, deeper team.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers also have two of the top three players in the series.
They're the more star-heavy team.
And it's always a fun tug-of-war in the NBA. Which is going to win? The depth team or the star team? And the funny thing is, historically, it's usually the star team, but then every once in a while, speaking of him, you get Chauncey Billups and the Pistons pop up.
Jamal Murray. Because I look at, and we talked about this, right? Jokic, best player in the series.
Yes.
AD, LeBron, flip 2, 3,
Correct.
whatever argument you make. Jamal Murray's 4.
100%.
So would you rather have the first and the fourth or the second and the third?
Well, the problem is one of the second and third is LeBron James.
I know.
That's the tipper.
But also the first is the two-time MVP.
I'd also rather have the better coach. I'd also rather have Michael Porter Jr. I'd rather have the depth of Denver.
The gap between 3 and 4 is pretty major.
You're saying the gap between, let's
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
AD
no,
or
that's true.
LeBron and
Yeah.
Jamal Murray?
Yes, in this situation.
I agree.
That's not a shot at Jamal at all, but just proven. And
You know,
what
I'm
we've
going
seen.
to tell you something. I disagree with you, and specifically in this situation. If this is regular season, I agree with you. Playoff Jamal Murray is a different animal. Playoff Jamal Murray is a totally different player. He's fantastic. He's not top 3 in the series.
No, but real quick,
yeah.
Kind of the same thing we were talking about Eastern Conference Finals, where I think Spoelstra is just up and down right now, especially because of experience and better coach than Mazzulla. You can pretty much make the same argument in this series. Michael Malone, up and down, is just a much better coach than Darvin Ham.
I agree.
Because Michael Malone, and it really comes down to experience. You know, Darvin Ham might end up being one of the best coaches in NBA history. We don't know. But right now in year 1 versus Michael Malone in year 8.
I would say he's more experienced than Michael Malone. I would say
Darvin Ham is?
I'm sorry. Michael Malone is more experienced than Darvin Ham. Thank you. Let me say this, though, and I'm a huge Michael Malone fan as we take a break here. Ham's adjustment in game 1, just coach to coach. I give the coaching edge in game 1 to Darvin Ham because he had the most effective chess move. Now, can he continue that over 7 games? I don't think so. I do think experience matters, but let's not forget, is Michael Malone on the hot seat here? I mean, that's kind of an undercurrent thing, especially with the climate the way it is. We just don't know. It's going to be a fascinating series tonight. We'll ask Sam a lot of these questions. Sam Amick of The Athletic joins us right after this.
It was an amazing season for the Sacramento Kings. The Coach of the Year.
These honors don't come around often, and so you're very appreciative of them.
The Clutch Player of the Year.
Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
And a return to the playoffs for the first time in 17 years.
16 seasons of frustration. Sacramento has clinched the playoffs.
Keep it on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for all your Kings off-season news.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday forecast starts out comfortably thanks to that Delta breeze. Into the afternoon, mostly sunny skies with that light southwest wind, highs today in the lower 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Right now at the Roseville Auto Mall, we've got the best Memorial Day savings and selection we've had in years. Head out to Eureka Road off I-80 and kick off summer with a new car, truck, or SUV during the giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Growing a business brings pressure. Staying compliant and retaining top talent in challenging times. You feel stretched thin. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put over 35 years of HR service and technology to work, offering my employees competitive benefit options while lightening my HR load. Engaged people empowered to be their best means overcoming obstacles. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Are you ready to finance your first home or your next move? Well, let Safe Credit Union's local mortgage team help you get pre-approved before you start looking for that perfect home. Jason Ross here, and now through June 30th, get a $900 lender credit when you choose Safe Credit Union for your home lending needs. And Safe's mortgage team has an excellent record of personalized service because they're all about you. You'll know exactly what to expect and feel supported during each step of the process. Apply for a Safe Home Loan today at safecu.org/get900 and let Safe put you first. Safe Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender. Quick Quack Car Wash is excited to announce Ceramic Duck, the stronger, shinier, luckier car wash experience that can only be found at Quick Quack. Their new Ceramic Duck car wash provides unparalleled protection from dirt, grime, rain, and UV rays while giving your car a noticeably deeper shine and smoother finish. With consistent use, you'll build a shine that will have you looking spectacular for days. Try the premium wash at 50% off by texting DUCK to 41284. So come on, experience Ceramic Duck today. You and your car will be glad you did.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Rev your engines for Fast X, the IMAX experience, playing this week.
I am the man that's going to break your family. Piece by piece. You will never be able to break my family.
The Fast X family is back on the largest screen in Sacramento. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for reserved seating. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and concession purchases each time you visit the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Selling your home can be stressful. Scott Marsh here to tell you about Bridgehaven Homes. They are a local home buying company that offers homeowners an easier way to sell their home. Bridgehaven Homes gives you an all-cash offer for your home, no matter what the condition, within 24 hours. You pick the date you wish to close and sell on your terms. No repairs, no showings, and no realtor commissions. Call 916-299-6040. That's 916-299-6040 or bridgehavenhomes.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
It was less than a feeling for Boston last night as they lost the game to the Miami Heat, and the Heat take a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami put up 46 in the third quarter as opposed to Boston's 25. Jimmy Butler went off. He had 35, 5, and 7. Jason Tatum dropped 30 points, even though he didn't take a single shot in the fourth quarter. The Phoenix Suns looked to interview assistant coach for the Kings, Jordi Fernandez, for their vacant head coaching position. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest host JayMarzz.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Sam Amick will join us in moments. 927 Post Malone tickets. We also have words from Charles Barkley on John Morant. Got a lot of stuff going on today. JayMarzz in studio with us.
So apparently you have to turn this microphone on.
Yeah.
Then the sound comes out.
You got to learn the technology here.
Tricks of the trade, they say.
And coming up in a few, I'm going to throw this in here, my little wild card segment. We were talking about LeBron James earlier. And we're talking about the Victor Wembanyama hype. Somebody made the mistake of saying, or asking, I should say, did LeBron even have this type of hype?
He had more hype.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Joining us right now from The Athletic. I got a pop-up on The Athletic's app the other day.
And pop-up?
Push
notifications?
I need to talk to Sam about that. Listen, when I'm paying, triple price here because I choose to support journalism, I don't need any pop-ups in the app. All right. So, Sam, I want you to talk to Jonathan Athletic or whoever it is and fix all that. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
You're saying a pop-up ad?
Yeah, it was a pop-up ad for something from The Athletic, though I forget, but I think it might have been this morning or whatever.
Wow.
It's the first time I've ever had a pop-up on there. It was a pop-up promoting something athletic, though, so maybe it doesn't count. It's not like an ad, Sam.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm here for you.
Okay.
Customer service will be all over that.
Somebody made the mistake of asking, we were just talking about this, if LeBron James had the hype that Victor Wembanyama did, which for anyone over 30 is laughable. But are we in agreement or not? Is Victor Wembanyama the most hyped prospect since LeBron James?
He is, and I would actually probably argue that he's more hyped, but only because the world has changed. And social media did not exist when LeBron came around. The media industry is larger and more omnipresent. So getting a high schooler on the cover of Sports Illustrated was the biggest thing ever back then. But, today's version of that is bigger and louder. So you can make an argument that it's more, I think.
Sam Amick from The Athletic joining us, of course, on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Sam, I am fascinated by this idea and these reports that are starting to come out that the Blazers are looking to move off the number 3 pick in order to help put I guess we'll use the word contender around Dame Lillard. Just kind of your overall thoughts on that whole situation. That's how it's going to play out in Portland, you think?
Well, unpack a little bit for me, Jay, why that fascinates you so that I can drill in a little more.
Because I feel like we're at a point now with Dame and the assets that Portland has. I just don't see them being able to put a contender for an NBA title around Dame Lillard, even with that number 3 pick. So I'm just kind of fascinated in the thought process there versus maybe like, okay, we have the number 3 pick. Maybe it's time to rebuild this thing.
Yeah, no, I think I assumed that's kind of the direction you were going, and I think I agree with you. It is a weird time where, he chose to stay. They've chosen to honor the fact that he chose to stay and not pivot in the kind of way that you're talking about. And I think, honestly, it kind of speaks to the reality that there are some organizations in the league where, just winning more than losing is good enough. And it feels like that's the direction they're going to go in, because I don't think they'll be a title contender. If they get an OG Anunoby or somebody like that for the number 3 pick, okay, great, but they're not terrifying anybody in the West. So that part is strange to me. And, and again, like you said, the fact that Joe Cronin and that ownership group, that's their GM, that they are endorsing that direction. It kind of is what it is, because they see Dame as he's the greatest Blazer ever, and I guess they're going to just ride it till the wheels fall off.
Sam Amick with us, going to Philly now. Doc Rivers out. Daryl Morey, I've long wondered if his Achilles heel is James Harden. They have a relationship, obviously, and Daryl has sacrificed a lot of capital for James Harden, who it now sounds like he may want a 4-year deal ultimately. Do you see Harden working? Do you see Philly working long-term in that system with James Harden on that team, or is there a ceiling to you?
Oh, there's definitely a ceiling. That's another one where a love affair with a certain player. It's kind of similar to Dame. And I'm curious to see what happens there, because the noise about James still going to Houston is pretty loud, even though they're not obviously nearly as good of a team as a team that has Joel Embiid on it. The Doc Rivers decision conceivably helps the Sixers' odds of keeping James. But there's a lot of this in this particular offseason where, all-star player in his mid-30s wants to get paid. A lesser version of that is Klay Thompson with the Warriors, where it's like you have all this history between the player and the franchise, or the player and the executive, and it might, ultimately lead to a contract that is not wise because of everything they've been through together.
Sam, I want to go to Golden State. Obviously there's no consensus on whether or not Bob Myers will be back next year. But when you really look at that core there, It's Bob Myers, it's Steve Kerr, it's Curry, the aforementioned Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. If Bob Myers decides that he does not want to be the general manager of the Warriors anymore, how do you see that like as a domino effect with the rest of that core group?
Well, I'm a little surprised to say this. I think, that right now, if you're handicapping it, it feels like the core group is going to stick together. And it feels like Bob is likely going to be gone. Our Shams Charania reported last night that there were pretty strong indications that that's the direction it was heading. I don't necessarily think that if that does happen, if that Bob will be running a team elsewhere, I think he might, kind of dive into other directions as an in-between thing, which we've seen people do. But I also think that JayMarzz will probably get a new contract. And I think that Klay Thompson will probably get an extension, not the one that he wants. He's not getting a max deal or anything close to it. But, Mike Dunleavy is well positioned to take over that front office. And in fact, yesterday when Mark Spears from ESPN and Landscape had reported that Bob was not taking part in the GM meetings in Chicago, and Mike Dunleavy was, I looked into it and thought was interesting is that like Mike apparently has been doing that kind of stuff for most of the last year. So, it's going that way, I think.
Sam Amick with us. Where do I want to go here? Do I want to go with the Warriors? Let's go back to Portland. Just real. No, screw it. I want to go to Boston. I want to go to Miami. We continually get surprised as an NBA nation, it seems, by Miami, and it's the battle of they're not really 7 seeds with the Lakers. They're not really 8 seeds with Miami. Yet somehow Miami continues to show up and either be there or be really close to a championship. When you look at Miami's strengths, obviously that mental toughness, that dog mentality is a huge part of Spo and Jimmy Butler. Do you feel like that's something exploitable with Boston's seemingly ability, Sam, to be rattled here and there and inconsistent?
If so, that's surprising. This is a team that came fairly close to winning the whole thing last year, and I understand the Ime Udoka saga and Joe Mazzulla being a first-year head coach. But man, this is supposed to be a battle-tested group. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, been there, done that. Marcus Smart, putting Robert Williams back in the starting lineup, kind of had their band back together. But the Miami thing is real. I actually, last night was having dinner with friend and colleague Jeff Yoget, I was going to say today, and he was.
How is Jeff, Sam? By the way, I'm sorry. How is he good?
It's very nice of you to ask. It's very public. He's been fighting cancer for a long time. He's doing well.
Okay, good.
He's doing well. And I mean, he's doing. Listen, if he's bemoaning and for lack of a better way of putting it, I think I can say this on the radio, just bitching about the Heat culture narrative being like tired. Then Jeff's doing fine.
That's good. That's really good to hear. One of the great guys in the business. Sorry to cut you off. I had to ask.
No, you're good. But I think it's real. I was telling Jeff, you're out of your mind. I get that you're tired of hearing about it, but it's real. And you're looking at a team that has no business being as far as they are. Just continues to do it. And Jimmy Butler is just an absolute playoff performer. And I just, before jumping on with you guys, watched a clip from last night where it was all the times in game 1 that he was double teamed, and just like the expertise with which he navigated the double teams and found the open guy and just picked that Celtics defense apart. So it's crazy because you've worked all season, Boston, to get home court advantage, and you lose it just like that. So that is just something else.
That is Sam Amick of The Athletic. By the way, Sam, you had the make me feel old thing of the week. I can't remember if it was you or your wife on Facebook posting Mother's Day pictures. Your children are huge, and I'm not a fan of it. Jesus, dude. They're adults.
I love it. Sound like you're really close to saying you're not a fan of them.
I'm not a fan of these little babies.
He said he hates
I'm not a fan of these little
Sam.
babies getting this old. God.
All right. Can I make you feel even older? That you always know when we talk during the playoffs, you get tired Sam from the playoff road.
Yeah.
hired Sam last night. Had a blast with some people in the industry going to a bar. It was one of those like video game bars.
Oh no!
Yeah, barcade.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It was every game from our childhood, and I got to be honest. Like I'm sitting there laughing, thinking the power to go just get $20 in tokens and not have to ask my mom.
Yeah,
we've all had it. We've all had that experience.
We've all had that $10 roll in our hands.
Quickly, Sam, go to arcade game.
Yeah. What's
I mean, I'll be on brand, but NBA Jam was a lot of fun last night.
Sure.
And I'll leave you with this. The Lakers, this killed me. You know what the Lakers option was on this particular version of NBA Jam?
James Worthy and Sedell 3.
No, not even close. The one and only legends, Vlade Divac, and Anthony Peeler.
Okay, Peeler 3. I'm kind of in the ballpark there.
But still, those are Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
My goodness.
The Kings were Bobby Hurley and I forget who else it was.
Joe Flynn.
Something like that.
Coswell.
That's Sam Amick of The Athletic. Insight only from Sam like that. We talk to him each and every week throughout the season and throughout the playoffs. Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
See you. Bye. That's Sam. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll recap some of the things Sam said. Also, an update on a future king, perhaps. And
I think I know the update you're talking about.
There's also a situation here where Sam, we're talking about hype. LeBron, Victor Wembanyama. I'm gonna take you into the Wayback Machine here with some audio. It's just a 1-minute break. Don't go away. We're right back.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Portland ends up with the third pick.
He's cast to the Spurs.
So
give it to the Spurs.
It's either going to be the Spurs or the Hornets.
Come on, Charlotte.
The Hornets end up with the second pick.
Man,
the San Antonio Spurs.
Third time.
Land.
It's rigged, Nick.
Victor Wembanyama.
Nick is rigged.
They just want Pop to get his hands
on it.
rigged,
Man.
Cattles and Rami. Weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
At your local Hoblet family dealerships, we know how buying a vehicle from some other dealers can be a nightmare, like when they slip in surprise add-ons to the deal.
Okay, so now just sign here, initial here, and we can wrap this deal up.
Wait, what are these two items on this line?
Oh, that's nothing. That's just,
$4,000?
Sure, yeah. You see,
for what?
Well, that's just our normal added cost, GPS, surface protection, stuff like that. It's...
Wait, why do I even need that?
Well, it's protection for your surfaces.
No. I don't want... What is Xylogon? Does that protect me from aliens? And ELOGPS. Are those concert tickets? And phantom footprints. Is this car haunted? And nitrofill. That just sounds dangerous.
Well, you can't get this deal without it. So go ahead, sign here, initial here.
At your local Hoblet dealerships, you won't have to put up with high-pressure tactics and surprise add-ons. What you see is what you get. Period. And we won't pull any sales tricks just to get you on the lot, then upsell you. We rely on honesty and integrity to sell cars, not phony gimmicks. Hoblet. No hassle, no pressure, ever. Visit hoblet.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
I have a local politician, not the mayor. Just got eyes and ears everywhere.
Mike Barnbaum?
That was a legit one.
Oh.
They're saying Pat and Tom are talking garbage.
About us?
I think about me
Or just you?
specifically.
Oh, that's
Probably
a daily
just me.
thing.
Yeah, I did. No one.
Like, you're like a show character on that
so
show.
Nice to them too. My goodness gracious. I disagree wholeheartedly with Sam on the question as to whether or not LeBron James was as or more hyped, or Victor Wembanyama was more hyped than LeBron James. And Sam's answer is incredibly well put and logical, as it always is. And Sam's not here to defend himself, because there is more media to consume by far now than there was in LeBron's age. But if this was a court case, my exhibit, somebody has posted this, and this is fantastic, because honestly, some of you are going to, I remember this. Some of you will remember this. This is the opening minute of LeBron James's first nationally televised high school game on ESPN, complete with Jay Billis as your sideline reporter. Some of this isn't going to work on radio because it's picture and video, but just take a listen here.
The history of basketball is rich with legendary performers.
There's Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem.
Those who have dominated the paint.
Kareem highlight.
Dazzled us with their passing.
Magic highlight.
Displayed uncanny marksmanship.
Bird highlight.
And risen above the crowd.
There's Jordan.
Other than talent,
Shaq.
the common thread among all these legends is simple. They're known by a single name. And now, as we look to the future, a young man called LeBron attempts to earn that same distinction. Can LeBron James take his first step toward legendary status? Find out next. There's one guy among us who has seen LeBron James play on several occasions. Jay Billis is here to give us some perspective. Jay, how good is LeBron James?
Well, simply put, Dan, LeBron James is the best high school basketball player I have ever seen. And I think as a 17-year-old, he's better than Kobe Bryant was at the same age. Why? Because he is just as skilled as Kobe Bryant was, but he is more physically imposing. At 6'7", 235 pounds, he is a man right now, and he's got an extraordinary skill level. He's also a brilliant passer, a guy that can play with other people, find teammates, and create shots for others. He's got a maturity level that most kids his age just don't have, and he will be, without a doubt, the first pick in the draft.
I mean, first off, Jay Billis had hair. That's how old that is. I just think pound for pound, there's never been a more hype prospect than LeBron.
Yeah, pound for pound, I agree. But I would say that, Wembanyama, a close second. I mean, some of the quotes,
sheer volume, maybe.
But I just mean like the things being said about him, like he could come in and have the Embiid thing where he misses like the first 2 or 3 seasons, and you still would give him a max rookie deal if that was a thing. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, Woj out there, and I'm sure Woj is doing some hype for some people. I get it. But, like, the best prospect in, I don't think he said NBA history, but, like, he's out there saying the most high. It's just, I agree with you, though. I agree with LeBron. When you have to factor all things considered, remember, at this point, cable television is running the world in 2003, and they're airing his high school games on ESPN. Like, unless you were there 20 years ago and an active consumer, you really don't understand the magnitude of having a high school basketball game highlighting a basketball player, just one, on ESPN.
There is no athlete in history that has met or exceeded such lofty expectations.
I agree.
As LeBron James.
Because remember, a lot of that talk was like going into the draft. It's like, can he actually meet these expectations?
It's similar to what we have right now. It's like, it's too much.
Right.
And Tiger Woods is the only one in the ballpark. But again, we've had this conversation before. You could argue Tiger Woods' career, as insane as it is there's some disappointment there too. There's a lot of what if with Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I mean, hell, LeBron's career has some disappointment in it. Like, every career is going to do that. Michael Jordan had disappointment in his career. But I would still say Tiger and LeBron both not just met, but they exceeded those expectations. When you look at the overall body of work.
Sure. But I would say the difference with LeBron is that I don't sit here and go, what if with LeBron? Like, well, what if he hadn't gotten injured? What if he hadn't gotten the car crash? What if he hadn't had the off field? Like, the whole package, not just the player. I mean,
there's a few what ifs, but your point, Tiger Woods has I think, and is this the point you're trying to make, is that of all, like, the greatest of all time, he has the most what ifs attached to his name?
Tiger?
Yeah.
Yes. Because think about it. If Tiger doesn't do the off-field drama, the marriage, the cheating, the car
injury
crashes, on top of the injuries, what was Tiger approaching 100 now? 100 wins? Has Tiger already smashed Jack's record? I believe he would be.
Probably.
I believe that if Tiger Woods had the same off-court, off-course career that LeBron James did, where there's really no controversies and a total attunement to your body, not that Tiger's a stranger to a gym.
Well, no, but I mean, with the off-course stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, golf is such a mental game. You don't think all that took a toll on him mentally? Come on.
Also, one more thing on Victor Wembanyama, and then we'll move on. So Victor Wembanyama is 7'4", right?
I believe 7'5".
Is
Not
he,
that it matters.
Is he 7'5"?
He's got that Ralph Sampson 7'4" build, I'll tell you that.
Here's a list of those. Let me just give you a list
he's on TV right now.
of those players. All right. Sean Bradley was 7'6".
That's not.
Sampson was 7'4". Rick Smits was 7'4". Just looking for anybody above 7'2". Yao Ming was 7'6".
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Mirasan was 7'7".
Yeah, but I'm talking about players that had any sort of a career.
Mirasan played for.
We're not putting him in this category. 7'2" is pretty much the cutoff. Kareem was 7'2", Shaq was 7'1", Chamberlain was 7'1", Robinson was 7'1", Olajuwon was 7 feet, Parrish, Ewing 7 feet.
I get where you're going with this.
My point is this: historically, there is an overwhelming chance, an overwhelming chance that Victor Wembanyama is going to be hurt, a disappointment, or a combination of both. Or Victor Wembanyama is going to completely break the mold and be the first one of one.
So what you're saying with Wembanyama is there's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground. He's either going to be an all-time great NBA player or one of the biggest busts in NBA history. I don't see Victor Wembanyama playing 12 years and not making the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Just don't see that happening. We'll take a break. When we come back, Jason Tatum's almost certainly going to make the Hall of Fame, but my goodness gracious, he's got to figure his life out in the fourth quarter every other game. We'll talk about that next.
The King season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
We, as a team, have a ways to go. This is something that you want to be able to build off of.
Stay tuned all off-season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday forecast starts out comfortably thanks to that Delta breeze. Into the afternoon, mostly sunny skies with that light southwest wind. Highs today in the lower 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to all the newest technology and an industry-leading warranty. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years. I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, a good Mother's Day story involved the ace right-hander Garrett Acton. Pitching with his mom in attendance and making his debut against the Rangers, he retired all 5 batters he faced. Undrafted in the 2020 COVID year when the draft was only 5 rounds, he also excelled in the classroom as a first-team academic All-America at the University of Illinois. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Nick Cattles reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your grilling season right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turning me into a pro. Just ask my friends that came over a couple weeks ago for my get-together. Napoleon Grills features other grills that just can't match. Built different, built better, built to last. I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills, now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories.
It's the wine event of the year. Don't miss the Lodi Wine Experience, May 19th and 20th. An iconic weekend of world-class wines, delicious food, and live music at Lodi Lake Park. Tickets at LodiWineExperience.com. Must be 21 and over.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
We see a lot of pollutants like trash, pet waste, cigarette butts, pesticides, and fluid leaks from vehicles on our highways and in our waterways. This isn't what we want. Clean waterways, clean creeks, now that is what we want. You can help change this to that by picking up after your pet, properly disposing of litter, and reducing pesticide use. All Californians can protect our waterways. Learn how at BeRiverFriendly.net.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I want to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. We can all agree on one thing. Your time is important. That's why at American Energy Heat and Air, they make shopping for a new air conditioner easier with their new online quoting tool. Now, all you have to do, go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote today. It'll help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide those great pricing options they have, the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home without having somebody coming to your house. Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your specific needs are, call 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to all the newest technology and an industry-leading warranty. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family-owned for over 20 years.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Boston got smoked in the third quarter last night as the Heat take a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami put up 46 as opposed to Boston's 25 in that third quarter. Jimmy Butler went off. He had 35, 5, and 7. Jason Tatum dropped a 30 bomb, even though he didn't put up a single shot in the fourth quarter. Tonight, the Lakers look to even the series with the Denver Nuggets. Currently, Denver leads 1-0. Tip-off is at 5:30 p.m. In NBA coaching news, the Phoenix Suns look to interview Kings assistant coach Jordi Fernandez for their vacant head coaching position. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarzz and special guest host JayMarzz.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarzz on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
This might be my new favorite rejoinder that Nate plays.
Yeah.
You know the sample, right?
Nope.
It's a Sade sample.
Oh.
Just.
Is it Sade or Sade?
Sade.
Is it?
Yes.
I swear to God, I hear people say Sade all the time. Like, go listen to a DJ or anyone intro her, and there's like a weird R in there, like when British people like say an R out of place.
I've always said Sade.
It's Sade. There's no doubt about it. I've always thought it was Sade, but I swear they put like this R inflection in between the A and the D there over history. Maybe
I'm sure there are people that do that.
Have you heard that before? 916-339-1140.
It's like the Rihanna.
Yeah. By the way, Sactown Sports is also your digital home for all things Kings. Go read Frankie, go read Emil. Everybody over there does a wonderful job, and they are reporting today. You can go on the website. Sasha Vezenkov is your EuroLeague most valuable player, adding to a list of accolades that include an all-first-team EuroLeague nod and the Alfonso Ford EuroLeague top scorer trophy. 27 years old, Mark Stein says it's trending towards inevitable that he will be a Sacramento King next year. And if you're wondering, past EuroLeague MVPs include Luka Doncic.
Good player.
Nemanja Bjelica.
I had a solid NBA career. I won a title.
You know what I say? I say blanket. He deserved that MVP.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Nikola Mirotic.
Mirotic was actually a very underrated player in the NBA. Mirotic was good.
And somebody who,
that's Bobby Portis.
Before it became in vogue, was about as good at being a stat stuffer, and I mean this in a complimentary way, Andre Kirilenko.
Yeah.
Kirilenko's box scores sometimes are great. He'd have like 12 points.
Kirilenko was an all-star. People forget that in the NBA.
8 boards, 8 assists, 7 blocks, 4 steals.
Is Kirilenko the one guy Jeff Petrie always wanted and never got? Anybody else?
The problem with Andre Kirilenko is that he is one of those underrated players. Nobody's saying he's like an all-world, all-star, Hall of Famer, blah, but he's so forgotten and underrated. AK-47. Well, I guess that nickname doesn't work today, but Kirilenko was awesome.
Still does in Utah.
And the thing is, he's ruined for me ever since Jason Ross told me one time in the old Arco where you would the Gary Gerald, everybody would sit right there on the floor. You guys may remember that Doug Christie, when he'd make a basket or do anything, he'd always point up, like as a shout out to his wife. Right, exactly. Apparently, the first time Andre Kirilenko played at Arco, he kept looking to where Doug was pointing, and Jason just like couldn't get over it. And it wasn't just like one time either. Like he seriously would like look where Doug was pointing to see what Doug was pointing at. And that's all I think of.
I feel like that's endearing. I feel like that makes me sad we didn't have him as a king.
That is Andre Kirilenko to me now, is the guy that looked when Doug Christie was pointing.
That's not a bad thing.
I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying that's the thing. Also, something else to clean up too before we get to Jason Tatum. We asked earlier if Sam Darnold were to come in and excel for the 49ers after being a number 3 pick and then spending his first, 5 seasons kind of sucking, what would be a good historical comparison? Well, I put that out on Twitter. And so the peoples have given us some options here. I want to throw at you.
I'd like to hear these.
Rich Gannon, by far the most popular response.
Where was he drafted?
Gannon he came from Minnesota.
Kansas City.
I thought he came from, or did he go to Minnesota? At some point,
I know he came from Kansas City, but did Gannon like come in with lofty expectations and suck? I feel like Gannon was just kind of like a career backup for a while.
It was the question I posed, just to be clear, is if Sam Darnold, former number 3 pick, started for the Niners and excelled after sucking in New York and Carolina, what's the best historical comparison to him? So in Gannon's case,
okay, you had Gannon right.
It was not.
We both did actually.
He came from Minnesota.
He spent 6 years in Minnesota, spent a year in Washington, then 4 in Kansas City before the Raiders.
Gotcha. I knew Gannon in Minnesota was a thing. My cousin, the NASA PhD, has no idea what we're talking about.
I'm sorry, real quick. This is why I can't get behind Gannon, just in the context. He was a 4th round pick.
Yeah, pick-wise, it doesn't match.
That's what I mean.
Geno Smith is another one.
But
Geno's
third
a
round
decent,
guy, right?
Geno's a decent comp.
What about Alex Smith?
Ooh,
that was right under our noses, wasn't it?
Huh.
Alex is actually a pretty good comp because I believe he did. I mean, the last few years in San Francisco were good. I should say 2 years.
Last year and a half.
Year and a half. Thank you, Nate.
Yeah.
That's actually good. We're good.
Yes.
But then he goes to Kansas City and he makes 4 Pro Bowls.
Right.
That's a pretty decent
That actually
comp.
might be it, especially when you consider.
And it's right around the same timeline too, almost. I mean, Alex ran a couple
2005.
more years. Yeah.
In Alex Smith's first 3 years with San Francisco, he started a grand total of 32 games in 3 years. He threw for 19 touchdowns and 31 interceptions.
That's not good.
Dare I say.
Then he had the year where he was hurt, right?
Yeah. Well, he played 9, 16, 7, 11, and 11. He threw 18 and 12, 18 touchdowns, 12 picks in year 4, and then 14 and 10 in year 5. Started to get better in year 6 and 7. And then he went to Kansas City and had some pretty darn good years. I think that's your answer.
Interestingly enough, the guy who really turned it around to get Alex in that positive direction at first was Jim Harbaugh.
Weirdly enough, you're 100% correct. What about this one, guys? Brad Johnson.
No. I get it. He won a Super Bowl. He made a couple Pro Bowls, I think, too, Brad Johnson.
The idea.
Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl too. I mean,
yeah,
like
everyone always pulls out Trent Dilfer.
Well, Dilfer was number 1 over. Dilfer was a number 1 overall, wasn't he?
No, I don't think
he was
so.
pretty high, wasn't he?
No,
Hold on.
Wasn't he Fresno State?
You're thinking of David Carr.
No, but I thought.
Oh, you're right. Dilfer was Fresno. No, he was 6th pick.
Stop.
That's pretty comparable.
Stop doubting me.
But he still never got that good, regardless of his Super Bowl win.
No.
His first 2 years. You know what I forgot about Brad Johnson? His rookie year in Minnesota, he played 4 games. He threw no touchdowns and no picks. He was 26. His rookie year, Brad Johnson was 26 years old. I completely forgot about that, especially considering he's a Florida State guy.
2-time Pro Bowler.
Well, Brad Johnson, Florida State
also,
has...
wait, hold on. Brad Johnson picked in round 9.
Yeah. Chris Winkie was another Florida State guy that came in that was like 90 when he came in. Yes.
Drew Brees. What about Drew Brees?
Drew Brees is interesting. If we're talking,
he
about,
was okay in San Diego, but he was not the same level.
Was Drew Brees a 3rd round pick or the 3rd pick?
Second round pick.
Second round pick.
He was early 2nd round pick. So again, not the hype that Darnold, but Nate does bring up a very good point. Brees had 1 Pro Bowl appearance.
Yeah, he was a 32nd
with the Chargers.
pick.
Obviously, the Chargers went on. They decided Phillip Rivers was going to be the guy. And I think it worked out for Drew Brees, though, to your point.
17.
Solid career.
First year, he just started 1 game. Second year, 17 touchdowns, 16 picks. Third year, 11 touchdowns, 15 picks. And then it turned around 27-7, 24-15. And then he got traded to New Orleans and the rest was history.
Yeah, had a decent career.
That's actually going to kind of a minor one, but Ryan Tannehill was he like a 9 pick, an 8 pick with Miami?
He was pretty high.
Definitely first round.
He was a top 10, I want to say.
Tannehill.
He was 9 or 8.
He was 8. You're correct.
Yeah.
8 in the 2012 draft.
And he was not great in Miami, and then found his way, sort of.
I mean, that first year out of Miami in 2019 with Tennessee, comeback player of the year, Pro Bowl, had the highest passer rating. It's kind of declined a little since then, but I get what you're saying, though.
Is it too early? And then we'll wrap this up here. And again, if you just joined us, we're saying basically if Sam Darnold came in and excelled for the Niners, what's a comparison? I think
your Alex Smith comp might be the best one.
I think it's not mine, it's somebody else's, but I'll take credit. Yeah, I think Alex Smith's there. I don't hate Ryan Tannehill's comparison either, but I think Alex Smith's the big winner. Also, a couple people throwing out as well the New England Patriots version of Jim Plunkett, which is going a little bit old school, but Jim Plunkett was not at all real. Jim Plunkett's touchdowns and interceptions in New England, 19-16, 8-25, 13-17, 19-22. He led the league in picks, 3-7. Then he goes to San Francisco, 13-16, 9-14. And then at 32 years old, goes to Oakland, plays 4 games his first year, and then we're off to the races. He brings home a couple of titles. I mean, it's a little bit old school, but Jim Plunkett was not enjoying statistical success pre-Oakland. So,
hell, I believe he won a title in Oakland and L.A., right? He has both an L.A. Raider title and an Oakland Raider title, if I'm not mistaken. That's actually really cool.
And also, Jason Tatum had 0 points in the fourth quarter loss.
Yeah, I think, again, we kind of touched on this earlier with Tatum. It's one thing to have 0 points in the fourth quarter. Everyone has those games. Hell, hey, James Harden even has them.
Yeah, shockingly.
To not get up a field goal attempt. There is no defense in the NBA that should be preventing you, a top 5 offensive player in the NBA, from getting a field goal attempt in the fourth quarter. That's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. We'll take a break, and we'll get more to we'll get more into Jason Tatum at 9 a.m. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, we go streaking. Can the streaks continue?
And we got quite the streaks going on. Real quick, just to tease you, Dave, you'll be looking for your 3rd hit in a row. I'll be looking for my 4th. The Nate Katie Christensen hybrid team will be looking for their 3rd. Can Jason Ross get to 9?
What's the record again?
10.
10. You got double digits. Also, I see you on the line, Chris, at 1-800-912-1140. We're less than an hour away from Post Malone tickets at 9:27. Don't go away. We're right back on Sactown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Post Malone. If y'all weren't here, I'd be crying to her. Toyota Amphitheater, August 15th. Post Malone. Pre-sale for City Card members now through Thursday before the general public on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Get tickets at livenation.com. Don't miss Post Malone.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Nathan.
Yes.
Who's hot?
Well, I want to play some audio for you guys as I turn on the camera.
Stop ignoring him.
Yes.
I'm not ignoring him.
You were ignoring him.
I can hear him. He wants to play some audio for us.
Yeah, I got some audio. I want to play Kevin Harlan's call last night of the Jimmy Butler, the bouncing three. I don't know if you guys saw that.
That was literally, that wasn't real.
Kevin-
Basketball God kicked that in.
Kevin Harlan, jeez.
Love to see Kevin Harlan.
Yeah, Kevin Harlan is the voice of sports voice of this generation, I believe.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's the call.
Adebayo mashing his way into Horford. Shot clock at 3. Butler with Brogdon on him. It's a long 3. And good! Oh, Jimmy freaking Butler puts it in. Woo! And that'll be number 3.
That's a great call. That is a awesome call.
Here's my thing on Kevin Harlan, who I love.
Former Kansas City Kings play-by-play.
So Kevin Harlan is such an enigma to me in so many ways because number one, I agree with you. Now, first off, Jim Nance is on line one about voice of the generation and all that. But,
Okay, because he's.
but you can put Kevin Harlan in there. Kevin Harlan's unimpeachable. Kevin Harlan also, weirdly enough, I will never forgive for pronouncing Stojakovic throughout his entire career.
That's the Harlan thing that gets you?
Well, what else would get me? I love Kevin
Harlan was a proponent of the Kings moving to Seattle.
Oh, well, was he?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, no, he was on a radio. You don't remember that going like viral, Sacramento Twitter viral?
Oh, that's not good.
He was on a radio interview and thought the Kings should go to Seattle.
I don't remember that at all. How did I miss that? Screw Kevin Harlan. I didn't know that.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was a Twitter thing. I'm shocked you didn't know that.
He sucks at his job. Wow.
You think his streaking calls are just
I need to find
horrible, immature?
What I was going to say that's so fun about Kevin Harlan, though, in all seriousness, is that the best Kevin Harlan is the off-the-cuff Kevin Harlan. Like, that was off the cuff. The streaking stuff, off the cuff. Kevin Harlan is generational. He's good at his job, but he's also generational when something happens that you are not expecting. By the way, how do you compare that Jimmy Butler bouncing three to Kawhi Leonard's bouncing three?
It's less
momentary differently. I get it.
As far as like the ball going in,
yeah,
I think the Jimmy Butler one was way more like somebody like I said, like a basketball
god
ghost kicked it in.
All right. Let's go streaking, please.
Well, we don't know.
We got not.
Oh, God, sorry.
God,
Jeez.
listen to the show, man.
I don't want to. I want to go play Zelda.
I do too. Bad. We're gonna go. Joe Mazzulla is not for his loss last night, but because for his prep for the week. I don't know if you guys have heard this. He watches the Ben Affleck movie The Town 4 times a week in order to prep for games, I guess. Do you guys have any movie you can rewatch on that level?
First of all, I've never seen The Town.
I haven't either, actually. What, though? Like, what in The Town? Okay, you've seen it. Like, tell me how, draw me a line between The Town and how that would, like, is it like Remember the Titans or something?
I think it's like a prep thing, maybe, but Heat's a better heist movie.
Isn't The Town?
No, I know. I get what I'm not comparing movies here, Nate, but to Dave's point, what is it in The Town?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Like,
I don't know what hypes him up. Yeah.
What would you, if you had to pick something out that could be even in the realm of possibility.
Oh man, maybe the love story because it's so forbidden.
That's it.
I don't know. It's a good movie. I'm speechless. I don't know.
Am I correct though? Is the town that they speak of Boston?
Yes.
Okay.
There it is.
What was your question about movie? Like,
Then why doesn't he watch Cheers?
He watches the town. I mean, Jeremy Renner got an Oscar nomination for it.
Yeah.
Didn't Ted Danson get Emmy Awards?
All right, let's go streaking.
Yeah.
Please.
Weird.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
Get those pants off, David from Carmichael and Nathan from wherever you're from.
Ew.
Chico.
Nathan from Chico.
So many things just made sense.
Chico Nathan. I love
Chico
that.
Nate.
Just Nate.
Chico Nate.
Nate Chico.
Wow. Nate Chico sounds like a fizzy water brand. That's Topo Chico. That's why I thought. No, that's why I thought that. That's why I thought
that's good logic.
That's where the brain stems connected right there. On that.
All right, well, let's connect to some baseball as we're all streaking currently.
Yeah.
David, you went with Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Yeah, brother of the other one.
Yes.
Yuri Gurriel.
Yeah, you did a whole Gurriel family tree for us yesterday.
Down the rabbit hole.
Did he get you to 3?
Better have.
David, I'm here to tell you he did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, taking on the that crazy intimidating Ace pitching staff yesterday. Managed to get a hit.
Yeah.
All right, so Dave, you are at 3.
I am.
Let's go to myself.
Okay, let's go to you.
I was at 3 looking for 4. I picked Juan Soto. Why? Because he's a good baseball player. Did Juan Soto get me a hit?
Did he? I don't know.
Oh, you suck.
Oh.
It's over. It's over now. It's over.
The streak is over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, honestly, I did that to myself. I picked up Padre.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I feel like that's kind of sacrilege.
You can't do that.
Well,
Sacramental.
We have added a 4th team this week. It's a hybrid Nate Littlefield, Katie Christensen streaking team.
Nady Christianfield.
I like that, actually.
That was good.
Yeah. Or Littleton.
She picked, if you remember the show yesterday, Fernando Tatis.
Yes, I
Junior.
really remember she picked Fernando Tatis.
If you don't, go to the archives, hour 3, right around this time yesterday. It's
yeah.
Did Fernando Tatis Jr. get a hit and extend the streak to 3?
Ooh, you suck.
Oh, whammy. Whammy.
The streak is over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, the Padres just did not come through.
And the worst part of ending your streak is you got Taylor Swift in that clip just mocking you in song. Man.
Taylor Swift?
I don't know. I was picking a random person that I knew it wasn't. You know my bit?
You know, I didn't think you'd get the song, but you picked Taylor?
I picked like a random. I knew it wasn't her. So
That's a hip-hop song?
I have never heard that song in my life.
I'll play it for you.
But it's actually, you know what? Now I'd probably like it because I know the hook.
Okay. What everybody is here for. Jason Ross entered yesterday with a 8-game hit streak. Now remember,
Ross.
I have the current record at 10, which means he is approaching quickly.
I don't like. I got to be honest. I'm super rooting against Jason, even though I love him, because I want to be the only guy on the show that's not double digits.
Well, let's see. Did Jason get to 9 yesterday when he picked Stephen Kwan of the Guardians of Cleveland, a 5th-round pick in the 2018 draft, Oregon State University, but Greater Sacramento, born in Los Gatos.
Did he?
He did!
No, he did
Jason
not.
Ross is streaking to 9, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
1 for 3 yesterday was Stephen Kwan in a 2-7 loss to the White Sox. All right.
Jason Ross's hopes of tying you are not Juan. They are here to stay.
Idiot.
Thank you.
Just want to point that out. All right. Only 6 games on the docket today, Dave. Who are you taking to get you now to 4?
I'm going to go ahead and end my streak by taking one of your dumb Dodgers.
Oh?
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and give me double F. Fred Freeman.
Going to Canada.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's a not a bad pick, given that he's going against the 7.20 ERA of Adam Wainwright.
54-year-old Adam Wainwright.
All right, so you are going with
Come on, Fred
Freeman.
100% stopping the streak because I picked the Dodger for the second time this year.
I will also be going with the Dodgers. I'm going to, you're not going to say, oh, God. Sacramento State's James Outman, who continues to be the runaway rookie of the year in the National League.
Stingers up.
Stingers all the way up. Nate, you got to get back to one, buddy, just like me.
Okay.
Who are you taking?
Sounds like a football player, but it's not.
Oh.
Hunter Renfroe.
It does. It is, but it's
Gosh,
not.
it's like there's almost could you imagine there being a football and a baseball player named Hunter Renfroe? That would be insane.
That'd be amazing.
All right, Jason, going for the tie today, has texted in his pick.
Okay.
Jason Ross is going to Baltimore. O-Town, as they call it.
Oh, please tell me you picked Adley Rushman.
Close.
Oh.
Cedric Mullins.
Hey.
Jason Ross is putting the fate of his streak in the hands, or the bat, I should say, of one Ceddy Moles.
Cedric Mullins.
And there you go. That is Let's Go Streaking. How did we do? Find out tomorrow.
Find out tomorrow right here on Sactown Sports, where you can read at sactownsports.com about so many things, including Sasha Vezenkov winning the EuroLeague MVP. Hey, let's take a quick look, everybody, just because I know you want to, at what's going on in the first round coverage of the PGA Championship. Kazuki Iga is at 3 under. He started out 3 under through 5. Now he's 3 under through 10. Actually, I think he was 4 under through the first 5 holes. As a matter of fact, he started out on the back 9. He parred 10, went birdie, 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 has since bogeyed a hole to get back to 3 under. What are some names you might care about in there? Keegan Bradley currently 2 under. Harold Varner at 1 under. And then a lot of guys just getting underway, including Scotty Scheffler, defending champion Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Cam Smith, John Rahm, world number 1, all at 1 under. And let's see, Jordan Spieth is out there. I'm looking for, there we go, Rory McIlroy, who's had an interesting week, 1 over through 6. You know, it just occurred to me, Jay. Hold on a second. Why am I tripping here? I'm looking at the lineup here. Oh, that's right, dude. It's the PGA. Oh, wait, hold on a second. It's the PGA Championship. It's this year. Why did I completely miss? And this is one of those where people are going to say, wow, Dave, you really are a total idiot. And I'm with you. Why did I completely miss that live golfers are in the field?
Really?
I'm looking right now. Brooks Koepka is on 7. And I can't really believe my eyes either. Bryson DeChambeau is on 3.
Is Phil playing?
I'm looking here. I don't see Phil, but I'm looking at some live names I might remember.
The exceptions the PGA will make when it comes to, hey, we need some ratings and some numbers and some guys to talk about.
Patrick Reed, is it? Dustin Johnson, he's off at 12:37.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. Why? How the hell did I miss that? Why would the PGA Championship? That can't be an independent. I understand with the Masters and all that stuff, but wow, okay. I completely missed that. Well, we've got a full field, Jay. And the PGA Championship.
Well, now we're all going to tune in, I'm sure.
Maybe I see Christopher Ladd back there. He probably knows why. Christopher Ladd, noted golf fan, who's still basking in his Manchester City victory yesterday over. I forget who they played. They weren't good, though. But
hey,
still.
Do your tease, and then I got to do a tease after your tease.
We're doing a double tease?
Yeah, we're in double tease this one.
Okay. All right. Coming up next, the most interesting matchup for the NBA Finals. We're also going to finish a conversation about Jason Tatum and why he is as inconsistent as Nate Littlefield's reads. We will do that right after Jay's tease.
And is Dame Lillard lightly requesting a trade from Portland on Twitter?
What? That'd be great if we come back and you're like, no, I made the whole thing up.
I'm not making anything up. I'll tell you that.
We'll find out in 3 minutes.
The 49ers 2023 schedule is out and filled with big matchups.
The 49ers start the season with a Week 1 showdown in Pittsburgh.
At home in Week 5 against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
And a Week 13 NFC Championship game rematch with the Eagles.
Plus, get every 49ers game this season on Sactown Sports. Visit SactownSports.com for the latest team news and a full schedule breakdown.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Rev your engines for Fast X, the IMAX experience, playing this week.
I am the man that's going to break your family. Piece by piece. You will never be able to break my family.
The Fast X family is back on the largest screen in Sacramento. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for reserved seating. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and concession purchases each time you visit the Esquire IMAX Theater. Memorial Day is coming, and Elk Grove Kia has deals you'll never forget, like the hottest all-electric EV on the market, the luxurious EV6. Save big with lease specials of $10,000 below MSRP. Not just 1 or 2, but every EV6 in stock. EV's not your thing? How about the sporty 2023 Soul GT line that you can lease for just $99 per month? Come look at all our exciting specials at Elk Grove Kia. Don't worry about credit. No credit, bad credit, charge-offs, repos. Don't worry. Our team has over 100 years of experience. Others say no. Elk Grove Kia says yes. $7,500 Kia lease cash plus $2,500 dealer discount equals $10,000 total savings for EV6 all in stock Kia finance credit approval required. Not all will qualify. $99 plus tax, 24 month lease, $10K per year, 20 cents per mile over, 0 security deposit required, $52.50 customer cash required, incentive residual of $17.70 to $195 subject to Kia finance tier 1 approval. One of this payment GK 8781210-533 offer expires 5/31/23.
Turn your highway into a smileway. Elk Grove Kia.
Near the banks of the Sacramento River, Perry Dye of the famous Dye family of golf architects designed Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course as Sacramento's #1 course for fun. Dye's design and mixture of holes assures players of a fun-filled day with friends. Bartley Kavanaugh's moderately sized greens and generous fairway landing areas make for an affordable and fun round of golf. After golf, relax on the outdoor veranda with a cold beverage or a tasty meal. For tee times, visit BartleyKavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Boston was smoked last night in the third quarter against the Heat as the Heat take a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami put up 46 in that third quarter, juxtaposed to Boston's 25. Jimmy Butler, of course, went off. He was 35, 5, and 7. Jason Tatum dropped 30 points, even though he didn't shoot a single shot in the fourth quarter. Tonight, the Lakers look to even the series against the Denver Nuggets. Currently, Denver's 1-0. Tip-off for that game is at 5:30 p.m. In NBA coaching news, the Phoenix Suns look to interview Kings assistant coach Jordi Fernandez for their head coaching vacant spot. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest host JayMarzz.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, so thank you on my personal text line and also our text line for reminding me. This part I knew, majors, independent, exemptions with Live Golf and all that. I got that. I guess my confusion was I thought the PGA Championship was the one major that was different because it was the PGA.
Mm-hmm.
So my assumption was it was controlled by the PGA, and of course the PGA is the one that banned the live golfers.
Right.
I understand them being at the Open, at the Masters, in the U.S. Open, which are all 100% separate. I was today years old when I learned that the PGA Championship also, so for example, Phil Mickelson, since he's winning, has a lifetime exemption. I just didn't, and I guess I just wasn't paying attention enough this week, but I didn't think those exemptions were honored anymore by the PGA.
Okay, so it is an exemption thing. That's why they can play.
Yeah, it's or if you're in the World Golf Ranking is where you are and you qualify. So
it's almost kind of an open tournament. Kinda.
Kind of, but it's funny. I knew that the other three majors were not controlled by the PGA
Correct.
Tour. I did not know the PGA Championship, which I guess I should have known, but it's a PGA Championship.
Should be called the PGA Open.
You'd think that it
Seriously.
would be controlled by the PGA. Well, I was today years old. That's an informative show host for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get to my tease?
I would love that.
Got to pay it off. So a random Blazers fan on Twitter puts this out there. Muting all of you that are undervaluing the Blazers' number 3 pick and insisting on trading Dame. What's wrong with you all? You think we suffered this long? Suffered. To go out like that? ? Goodbye. Dame retweets this.
Yeah.
If the fans want to trade me, start the petition and send it in.
I mean, Dame. Dame.
I feel like Dame is valuing the Blazers' number 3 pick and what it would bring back to, quote unquote, build a championship contender around him.
But
I don't think Dame wants to be there for this. I think Dame sees the writing on the wall that they can't compete for a title.
I don't know. That's
He's given them 12 years, man.
Jay, what do you think the Blazers would have to do to even become a top 5 team in the West? What moves could they make? And do you think Chauncey Billups could be their coach?
I'd like to see Chauncey with a full, healthy roster with another star around Dame before I answer that question. But you're asking what realistic trade they could make?
Yeah, obviously not get Giannis or something like that. Yeah.
I think the one I presented earlier, when you look at who's on the market and who would be really valuing that number 3 pick in sort of a rebuild, and Sam said OG Anunoby with Toronto. I said Siakam might be the only one, and neither of those guys move that needle like that.
So some guy, since you got that tweet, quote tweeted Dame Lillard. It's so funny how we report on the social media now. Quote tweeted Damian Lillard saying, if the fans want to trade me, start the petition and send it in. This guy says, you want to leave, but you're trying to get the fans to push you out. And Dame responded about 40 minutes ago. He said, I've been on the same time over a decade. I'm just saying if the people have different wishes, and then shoulder shrug. That's weird. This is kind of out of character for Dame Lillard. I love him. I love everything about him, but you just kind of, that's kind of, you know what? That's honestly a KD move a little bit. It's a little bit of a KD drama move. Like Dame's never really been about that.
He's been tweeting more and more recently, and so that I wanted to know if you guys noticed that too. It seems
yes,
like
I
you
have.
do. Yeah, so he's been very vocal about everything, every move that happens. He seems to have a response.
Remember
big
the
NBA
Draymond Domas thing? He was all over that.
Yeah. Monty Williams, didn't he have a?
Yep.
Yeah, it was
he's
one
had
of the
a take
coaches
about everything.
Yeah.
And that's fine, and listen.
But to your point, that's very undame-like.
It's very undame-like because number one, the fans don't have a say. And number two, he knows that the fans don't have a say. And number three, it's kind of like when people, I don't know, man, that's kind of a second cousin to the Twitter move. Like if somebody throws a compliment at somebody on Twitter, and then instead of just replying to them, they quote tweet reply to them.
Let everyone see that.
And everyone knows that, or like if, everyone sees that you got a compliment now, and then your reply is kind of humble. That is like the definition of a humble brag. Well, this is kind of like it seems like a little bit of fishing, because what's going to happen here is you're going to get everyone in Portland, from Voodoo Donuts to the Nike store, just slobbering all over Damian Lillard today. And that's just not something he seems to usually craves. That's a little weird. That Dame Lillard Portland situation is
just
very
pay
strange.
attention to it. It's going to be one of the more fascinating stories in the offseason, in my opinion.
I completely agree. One of the most fascinating stories now is Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. And will the real Boston Celtics please stand up, because I believe the Boston Celtics on paper are the most talented team on both sides of the ball remaining in the playoffs. I also could very easily see them beating the Heat in 6 games, maybe even 5. They could win 4 straight. I shouldn't say I very easily could see that. I wouldn't be shocked, and go on and win the finals. I could also see the Celtics losing in 5. Like, they are, I will say this. The Boston Celtics are the most, and this is, by the way, they're playing an 8 seed. The Boston Celtics are more unpredictable than the Miami Heat, an 8 seed currently 3
That's fair.
wins away from the finals.
Yeah.
They're more unpredictable. I don't know what the hell they are. Are they the defending champions who are great on offense, really good on defense, with 2 probable future Hall of Famers leading the club, the vet Al Horford, Time Lord, the rest of everybody, just a deep bench, Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year a year ago? Are they that team, or are they this team that just can't get out of their own way and runs into a brick wall like Wile E. Coyote every other game?
Well, it seems like that's kind of been their season, right? I mean, they started off super hot.
Yeah.
Super hot. And everyone, Missoula, like, clearly they didn't need Ime Udoka. That whole thing was overrated.
Sure.
I also want to point out they didn't just lose Ime Udoka. They lost Will Hardy, who I think did, get all things considered, a great job in Utah in year 1 and was highly valuable on that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw it, man, second half, or even before the second half season started, like, they were really just kind of up and down. Like,
to your point, by the way, they started out 11-3, 21-5.
They were hot, man.
They
that
were
first half
incredibly hot.
And then they kind of got a little roller coastery, and it's bled into the playoffs. And so then you really do start to look, okay, is it a coaching thing? Is there other turmoil, going on within the organization? How much of the Jaylen Brown, where it's perceived that he kind of doesn't want to be there, like he's been disrespected by Boston, has that gotten into the locker room? Is that affecting things? Or is it also, you have to point in, Miami's just super freaking good. And they are, you could make an argument, the best coached team in the NBA. They have a superstar named Jimmy Butler, the most underappreciated player in the last 10 years, that when it is playoff time, he is just a different animal. By the way, already an animal in the regular season.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just so many, maybe it's this or maybe it's that with the Celtics. They are a fascinating team.
You look at a guy like Jason Tatum, who, I mean, Jason Tatum's 25 years old and
arguably hasn't hit his prime yet.
That's the thing. Like, on paper, he's arguably, I mean, he isn't, he's right there with Giannis and Luka
top
when it
5
comes
MVP
to
candidate.
Future of the game, especially when you count his age. But man, like, here, there, everywhere. I don't have his head figured out yet.
Do you think, though, and I agree on the we don't have his head figured out thing, because this is his, 4th Eastern Conference Finals? I believe in 6 years, right?
It's pretty good.
That's really good. Do you think because of that early success, we haven't really given him kind of that leash to go through these type of growing pains? Like, we expect too much too soon out of him just because of the early success? Because I feel like that's part of it, man. I feel like a guy playing in his 4th Eastern Conference Finals in 6 years, while he's going to have more experience, obviously, than most 25-year-olds. There is something to that. Again, the guy's not in his prime, and he's still figuring things out. You know, look at LeBron by his 6th year in 2009, still hadn't figured out some of these things.
Sure.
Go back to 2010, his last year in Cleveland before going to Miami, and he seemingly disappears in the semis in 2010 against Boston. People gave him all sorts of flack for that. The year before, disappeared in the conference finals against Orlando.
I think I found Jason Tatum's historical comparison. Here's a pen. Grab your piece of paper. I want you to write down the following numbers. We're going to play my favorite game. Player 1.
Okay.
Nate, play along. Player 1, 24 years old, 30.1 points, 1.1 steals, 8.8 boards, 4.6 assists.
How many points?
30.1. Their splits, 47% field, 35% three, 85% from the line. That's player one.
Okay,
ready? Player two, 24 years old, 28.1 points per game, 1.4 steals, 7.9 boards, 4.6 assists, 1.4 steals. Splits, 51, 41, 90.
I think one's Luka.
Well, first off, I'd like you to take a look at the numbers, and would you agree with me that with a few exceptions, they're actually
super comparable?
Very comparable.
Yeah.
Player one at 24 years old is Jason Tatum.
Can I take a stab at player two?
Absolutely.
Steph Curry? It's the shooting that's getting
the rebounding there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm looking too much at the shooting numbers.
Very efficient. A pure scorer. Obviously big enough to pull boards down like that.
Okay.
At 24 years old, and this is a recent player. This player's been in the league a while now, but this is
Giannis?
Player two is Kevin Durant.
Okay.
That's Jason's track. That's Jason Tatum's track. He is a slightly less efficient Kevin Durant, but that's his career track right now. And the funny thing is, when you really dive deep, Kevin Durant had some of these same trials and tribulations in the playoffs and those same questions. And he didn't win a title till he left.
By the way, and kind of, I feel like you're exasperating my point here.
Yes.
Michael Jordan had this about him.
Yes.
LeBron James had this about him.
Some of them break through, some of them don't. Yes.
My point is, I think it's too early to put any sort of conclusions on Jason Tatum on whether or not he can't get through in the playoffs.
Is that exasperating or exaggerating?
You were both.
Okay. Charles Barkley goes off on idiots on television, and he's making a case that Ja Morant should not get a heavy suspension.
No, he's making the case that he shouldn't. Is going off on people that are making the case that Ja shouldn't get.
Wait. Making a case. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, because it was written and I said, that's my fault. Hey, Charles Barkley on Ja Morant. We'll talk about it next. What am I, Nate? Jesus.
It's Cattles and Rami.
I use vitamin D pills at home. You're trying to bait me into something here. I've been in enough trouble lately, man. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. You might stay in Vegas if you miss your Not taking the bait. That's bait right there. That's what that is. It is. I admit it. All right, but I do take vitamin D, Bill. It's a little nature. Watch. I'll show you. Go 19 minutes without getting in trouble, These man. Bad boys.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Hey, it's Ram season. What's going on at Hoblet?
Right now, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cabs. Plus, as Northern California's only Ram truck center, you won't find a better selection of new Ram trucks with over 600 available.
Okay, but why choose Hoblet?
While other dealers pretend to have bigger savings, once you get there, you find out it's not always what they advertised. When you come to Hoblet, you won't find added accessories, dealer markups, or surprise fees. With Hoblet's peace of mind guarantee, you can buy with confidence knowing the price you see is the price you pay. Plus, we've received the Walter P. Chrysler Award for outstanding customer service for 3 years in a row. Don't get taken advantage of by big city gimmicks. Instead, visit Hoblet Dodge to get the big city selection and savings with the small town experience.
That's why a majority of Hoblet's business is repeat and referral customers. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com or experience their award-winning customer service at Hoblet Dodge in Woodland. Best prices, best selection, period.
11,000 total net savings after 7128 factory rebate and 3872 dealer discounts. Rebates include 10% off MSRP retail bonus cash based on 10% of MSRP. 5 of this net savings. Sample VIN 558887.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with JayMarzz.
Post Malone tickets in 12 minutes. Katie and Kyle doing middays today. Kyle and Katie and Kyle, and I know at least one, if not both of them, will be in here for a crosstalk. I know Katie will because she needs to borrow my headphones again. I mean, you make $700,000 a year, Katie. Maybe buy some headphones. I'm just saying, maybe buy some headphones. By the way, income's maybe slightly exaggerated. I don't truly know. Charles Barkley, weirdly enough, weighed in on something. No pun intended. And today it was, or yesterday, I should say, it was on JayMarzz. And I'll just get out of the way. Here's what he had to say to Shaq, Kenny, and Ernie on stage before the Celtics game. Here we go.
When you're making $100 million a year to play sports, your life changes. There are certain rules and regulations you have to live by, plain and simple. You can't do stupid stuff. That's the trade-off. Now, if you want to do all that stuff and give all that money back, more power to you. You can make that stance. Say, you know what? I want to do what I want to do. I want to flash my gun and make videos and do things. Okay, that's fine. But you can't make money on the NBA doing this stuff. I just hope that he grows up and realizes, like, yo, man, first of all, you're not a thug. You're not a criminal. You're not a crook. You're a guy making $100 million a year to dribble a stupid, $200 million to dribble a stupid basketball. And you hit the lottery. We all hit the lottery to do something. There's people out there work 9 to 5, 8 and 9 hours a week, gonna make $25,000 a year. They will kill to be in our situation. And, you know, Kenny's right. At some point, it's not your friends. Bill Parcells used to always say, and I love it, he says, yo, man, you just an unlucky dude. Bad stuff happen around you all the time. You just an unlucky dude. No, man. You got to look in the mirror and say, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. And
real quick before we dive into that, what that audio didn't highlight, though, was him calling out like stupid idiots, and used a couple other words, media members that are basically saying the NBA shouldn't come down on Ja Morant. Now, this is the heels on the same morning, JJ Redick making that point on ESPN.
Oh, you're saying he was
he was very much calling out JJ Redick there.
Sure.
Again, we can go into the backstory of the incident with the teenager. Ja's claiming self-defense, that the teenager threw the ball in his face. We can go into the incident at the mall when he yelled at his security guard. We can go into the incident with the Indiana Pacers traveling party. As far as we know, all of these things have been investigated and no law has been broken. I'm not condoning the behavior. I'm not saying there should be no punishment. There should be consequences. You are the face of the league. You are representing the NBA. You are a role model to young kids. All of that. I don't think half a season is the right answer. And the last point I want to make is you bring this up, the guns on social media. We talk about consequences. Look, in our country right now, gun culture is pervasive. It's pervasive. We've got mass shooting after mass shooting, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. So I get why we're so sensitive to this right now. But there's no consequence for Greg Abbott telling his constituents that they should go buy more guns, and then we have mass shooting after mass shooting in Texas. There's no consequence for an elected Tennessee official to send out a Christmas card holding AR-15s with his young family, and then there's a shooting in his very district. There's no consequences to that. So why are we trying to lay down the hammer on a 23-year-old who didn't break a law? Explain that to me.
JJ Redick's points are also well taken.
Again, we can go into the backstory.
Shut up, JJ.
They are, and they're also out of context.
Yeah, they are. I don't know how.
Here's the thing,
It's
right?
almost an unethical.
No, it is. I mean, we can say it is what it is. Let's call it what it is, though, okay? The NBA and their sponsors have an image to uphold and protect,
unlike the United States Congress.
I'm going to get there. Okay, that is a thing. They do not want that associated with the game.
Yeah.
And those sponsors do not want that associated with their brands.
Yes.
First and foremost.
Correct.
Number two, when you point out the politicians, while I agree with him on a lot of it, that is actually their brand. Their constituents want that. You know what I mean? That's why there's no repercussions. The repercussions is if they don't do that, they get voted out. Am I wrong?
You would think so.
That is the case in places like that. The politicians he's pointing out, that is the brand for them.
Yeah.
They're supposed to do that.
It's the problem is that I'll say it like this. Anytime you try to take sports and things that happen in sports or around the sports world and compare it to real life, that's when you're in trouble.
I agree.
Ja Morant is held to a different standard, and I'll show you, and I'll explain to you how it also works differently in again, a dumb analogy, but you get my point. Do you have you watched any part of a hockey game, even like for 5 minutes in the last year?
Maybe for 5, yeah.
Like, when was the last time you saw a hockey fight? Like a couple months ago?
Oh, I couldn't tell you when. I paid no attention, but
I'm
guessing they still happen on the regular.
I was watching some play. I was watching like a little bit of the play. I think it was the Dallas Stars and Seattle Kraken. And I don't know who the hell any of them are, but one of them came up and like crushed the dude on the boards, and then the guy pushed him, and the next thing you know, they were like throwing punches at each other's faces, right? Well, why wasn't either of them arrested? They're literally committing assault. They're like literally assaulting each other. If that happens on the street in my house at this radio station, they're getting arrested and perhaps somebody's going to jail. Same thing in baseball. I would say same thing in basketball, but not really, because nobody ever punches. You can't compare them.
No, 100%.
Sports is its own world.
It is.
That's why there aren't
bubble. It's its own bylaws.
That's why there aren't assault charges for fights in the middle of a game, because it's like its own little Disneyland of rules, and that goes the other way as well. You don't have to break a real life law to break an NBA law, an image law, trademark law, commercial law, a sponsor law.
I mean, this goes back to the steroid thing when steroids were illegal,
Sure.
at one entity and perfectly okay in the other.
We'll take a break. When we come back. Post Malone tickets, don't call now or we'll hang up on you. Wait for the signal. We'll also talk about what to watch in sports tonight and more as we get ahead of Crosstalk with Kyle and Katie, celebrity birthdays, and so much more. We'll do that next.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy.
Purdy going to throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo. Touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, a good Mother's Day story involved the ace right-hander Garrett Acton. Pitching with his mom in attendance and making his debut against the Rangers, he retired all 5 batters he faced. Undrafted in the 2020 COVID year when the draft was only 5 rounds, he also excelled in the classroom as a first-team academic All-America at the University of Illinois. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Quick Quack Car Wash is excited to announce Ceramic Duck, the stronger, shinier, luckier car wash experience that can only be found at Quick Quack. Their new Ceramic Duck car wash provides unparalleled protection from dirt, grime, rain, and UV rays while giving your car a noticeably deeper shine and smoother finish. With consistent use, you'll build a shine that will have you looking spectacular for days. Try the premium wash at 50% off by texting DUCK to 41284. So come on, experience Ceramic Duck today. You and your car will be glad you did.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Sebastian Maniscalco, live.
Like when we went to the zoo as kids, that's all you got was the zoo. You ate in the car before we go in. What? They got food inside. You think I'm gonna pay? And when you got hungry, you left. Dad, I'm hungry. Okay, let's go.
Sebastian Maniscalco, Hard Rock Live Sacramento for 2 shows on Saturday, August 19th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit SebastianLive.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Boston got destroyed in the third quarter last night against the Heat. The Heat take a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami put up 46 in that third quarter, while Boston only put up 25. Jimmy Butler went off. He had 35, 5, and 7. Jason Tatum dropped a 30 bomb, even though he didn't shoot a single basket in the fourth quarter. Tonight, the Lakers take on the Denver Nuggets. Currently, Denver's 1-0. Tip-off is at 5:30 p.m. In NBA coaching news, the Phoenix Suns look to interview Kings assistant coach Jordi Fernandez for their vacant head coaching position. Those are the headlines. Let's go ahead and finish up the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest host JayMarzz.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
I'm aware that Jordan struggled a little bit at times. I get that. And had I not done that, the relationship we had, I could have been there for him. I could have carried him through that. And I wasn't necessarily able to do that once everything happened. And so I think I could have been of more service to him, helping him get through his tough times in the season as well, which obviously for us would have helped us as a team, because when he rolling, and we tough to beat.
I mean, listen, I've never won NBA championships. I've never been a Hall of Famer. I've never played athletics at the highest level. Shocking.
Okay, well, I have, so I'll speak on it.
It is just so maybe it's part of that deal, but hey, God, it is just amazing how Draymond has like been able to make it completely. It's like one thing to take accountability, but also the fact that because he punched Jordan Poole, and we talked about this yesterday, he had to be on a different type of behavior, which prevented him from policing the team and being more vocal, which led to their downfall. And also Jordan Poole wouldn't have struggled as much if Draymond was there to help get him out of it. Like that.
Remind you, Draymond probably put him in it.
Right. I mean, the level of, and I say narcissism, but like in some cases, athletes they're narcissists, and it's super like, of course you are. Like Michael Jordan was.
I will make the argument that like the greatest of the greats are all probably narcissists in one way or the other.
I think so. And so I'm not, in this case, it's not necessarily an insult. I just don't know that I buy it.
Here's the, I listen to that too, and I hear what he says. And when you look at what he says, it's like, okay, true. But again, what's the word we use a lot on the show? Context.
Right.
The context is lacking.
Yeah.
Can we just finally come out and say it now that it's the offseason and more of this stuff is out there in the media? They're talking more about it, whether it's Draymond or Steve Kerr.
Yes.
Draymond Green broke Jordan Poole.
Yes.
He broke him physically. We don't know what, the real repercussions of that, but mentally broke him.
Do we also include that in that sentence? You also have to say that Jordan Poole allowed himself to be broken by Draymond Green?
I think that is fair.
Is it fair to say that that's could be a testament to his mental toughness, which is so stupid and unfair, but I'm asking if that's valid.
I don't say it's valid. Here's why. He's 23.
Yeah, that's true.
He's 23. Jordan Poole were 33 and this broke him. We're having a different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Poole is still a kid.
Right.
One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is we're adults at 18.
And Draymond Green's a grown man.
Draymond's 34?
Father of, yeah, I think 2-3 kids, wife, he's a grown man.
A decade is a big age difference.
Yes.
And so again, like I said, I think the biggest lie we tell ourselves is we're adults at 18. as men, we don't really start actually like sort of acting like adults until we're like 25. I feel like the beginning of that.
I think there's
oh, you want to jump on this?
I think there's
no, I'm just saying I haven't hit that. I'm past 25. I still haven't hit.
Well, okay, there you go. You bring my point.
I think there's levels, and these aren't exclusive. And I'm speaking only to manhood because I've never been a woman, so I don't want to speak to that because I have no idea. Although I do believe women are by and large far more mature than men, pretty much at every age level. However, can you become a man without being married and having kids? Of course you can.
Sure.
But I think that there are certain things in life that are benchmarks. When I didn't get married till I was 31, I didn't have kids till I was 32. I was a child before that. Basically, mentally, there was nothing until this thing that cried and pooped was like, I rely on you for everything.
It's a weird
way to describe my
Melissa.
wife. Yeah, I know. And then we had the kid. But there's a switch that flips. There's a switch that flips when something is fully reliant on you. You may
100% agree with you.
And you may never have kids. You may never have kids, and you can still be a full-fledged adult. And by the way, there are 21-year-olds out there talking about guys that are total adults. They're just different.
Sure.
I think for the most part.
But I'm looking at the majority here, and I'll take your same argument because I think it's a really good one. But rewind that, and let's say this all happens we've seen this happen where kids have children between the ages of 18 and 23, and they don't parent well.
Absolutely.
And that's my point with Jordan Poole here is
there's a lot of different, you can have
Draymond should have parented Jordan better.
Draymond was, as they said before, it was a trust breaker. He's the older brother. He's the defender. He's the guy that you want in your corner that you feel better going into battle with because he's got your back, and he broke that rule. And that's why, again, I don't see how Draymond Green and Jordan Poole can function together on the same team unless it becomes like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie this summer and they like meet somewhere and Draymond's like, all right, let's go. And like Jordan Poole spent all year like learning karate, and then they match up again with no cameras or anything in some ring like Apollo and Rocky, and Jordan takes him out. And then it's like, all right, passing of the torch.
Yeah,
you made me grow.
Draymond will beat him up.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying in my movie.
That's your movie scenario. That won't happen.
In my movie, Jordan Poole has quietly been studying martial arts this year because he was so publicly embarrassed, and they're going to meet up somewhere on an island nation, somewhere on vacation, out of nowhere, no lights, no cameras, and they're gonna brawl it out, and they'll be closer for it.
It just goes to show you the lack of thought with a guy like Draymond, who is so smart. But also, I don't know if he just has that like DeMarcus Cousins thing where he's so emotionally charged in a moment that he just can't like, almost get a grip on what's going on. That's
correct. No, that is him.
This is a much smaller comparison, but we talked about this yesterday. Was Terrence Davis struggling this season? Matthew Dellavedova, the older statesman on the team. Again, very different. But goes over and talks to him. It helps talk him through it.
Right.
Plays that big brother role. Could you imagine if
Delly knocked out Keegan preseason? Yeah,
Dude,
that would be weird.
Anybody, like any incident like that coming from one of the leaders on the team.
Plus, Delly's from Australia, dude. He doesn't screw around.
No, that's just it. And he went over there, talked to him, and Terrence Davis talked about it. Man, that changed my perspective. Do you think if we're in a world where Draymond takes that approach with Jordan Poole, which, by the way, I totally believe the idea that Jordan Poole came into camp with his head too big to get through the door.
Sure.
And Draymond takes a different approach and sits him down and takes this year to be like, nah, man, I'm going to get this kid's head straight.
There's just
are
ways.
the Warriors, are we talking about them in the conference finals?
Probably.
Okay.
I honestly think that led to not every reason why, but that was the big reason why. And by the way, Bob Myers, Shams was reporting yesterday, no talks. Very, very real chance he could be gone, which will be hilarious if Joe Lacob puts his kid in that spot, Kirk Lacob. But you have to wonder if part of the reason that, like, why would Bob Myers possibly leave this? Why would he leave a dynasty with all these players at least still there? They've got pieces. He's got an owner that's willing to spend everything.
He sees the writing on the wall.
Or he's tired of dealing with Draymond Green.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe there's a connection there.
But what's the writing on the wall?
The writing on the wall is that Draymond is not good enough to keep up his play. Like, his play isn't good enough to back up I hate to, for lack of a better term, his mouth or his behavior.
Steve Kerr disagrees, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
did Draymond
he
Green
says that.
Did Draymond Green as a basketball player have some crazy statistical fall off this year I didn't know about? I mean, I 100% agree on everything else, but was Draymond a worse player this year?
I'll give you this, Nate. I get the point you're making. I don't think it's as much basketball on-court related as the off-court stuff.
It's almost the same. It's the same stuff he's doing, though. Right?
He's been doing this for years.
Doing this. Yeah, so they're just fed up. It hasn't gotten worse. It's stayed consistent.
Well, and Scooter,
I would argue him knocking out Jordan Poole and breaking him it's gotten worse.
Scooter in the chat brings up a question that a lot of people, and you guys are kind of dancing around it too a little bit, which is, do you blame Kerr? Do you blame Bob Myers and give them responsibility for allowing this to get this far out of control?
Yes.
And I would say yes, but asterisk. Yes, but for championships.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's why the worst guy on the team, if he's late for curfew or whatever, is suspended 3 games. And the best guy on the team, well, what is it? Again, this is a universal quote for stuff like this. It's from Bull Durham. When you have mold on your shower shoes and you're in the show, you're colorful.
Yep.
When you're in the minor leagues and you have mold on your shower shoes, you're a slob.
And real quick, speaking of the chat, to put an exclamation point on the Jordan Poole being 23, and this is why it broke him. Gio says Kerr got punched in the face by MJ, and he still respects MJ. Again, I want to point out age matters here.
Can I also throw
Steve Kerr was 32.
Yeah, let me also throw something out there too that I think is very salient and why that's a tough comparison. Steve Kerr also dealt with his father being assassinated. You want to talk about growing up, and we just talked about this. His father was assassinated.
It's very
in Lebanon.
different.
Things that make you grow up, like having children, we talked about that. Your father suffering a fate like that, Steve Kerr was a man quite early. And so when you get punched in the face by Michael Jordan, I'm just guessing in Steve Kerr's world, which is one of the reasons I love and respect him so much. He's like, yeah, there's levels of things I'm taking seriously, and this probably isn't going to be one of them because of what I've seen. Post Malone tickets. That's a great transition, David. Post Malone tickets. He is at.
Well, a lot of this work is done in the post on basketball.
That's a great point right there. Toyota Amphitheater, August 15th. Katie may or may not be going with me. We'll see because she can't find the headphones I loaned her. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Post Malone at Toyota Amphitheater. I already looked around here, Katie. August 15th. Hit up Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now looking for lucky caller number. Well, let's see. Paul McCartney gave me those headphones when he came here 7 years ago and performed at Golden One. So let's go with caller number 7. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. We're right back with Crosstalk.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track, makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Pain is not normal. Repeat, pain is not normal. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here with the Good Feet store. Does this sound familiar? It's the end of the workday, and the pain in your feet, knees, hips, or back is unrelenting. Good Feet understands that you've likely already tried assorted remedies and solutions with no relief. And now you're pretty much resigned to living with the pain. But do not give in to the pain. Instead, come to the Good Feet store for their end-to-end 3-step arch support system. Good Feet is the nation's largest manufacturer and retailer of personalized arch supports. With arch supports in over 300 sizes, styles, and flexibilities, and an arch support specialist in each store. Come in today for a free, no-obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk around the store or around the center. Experience the comfort, balance, and support possible with the Good Feet system. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now in Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go, so I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With the new Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. It's like having my Beacon rep in my pocket 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through June, purchase through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Beacon, always building.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Rev your engines for Fast X, the IMAX experience, playing this week.
I am the man that's going to break your family. Piece by piece. You will never be able to break my family.
The Fast X family is back on the largest screen in Sacramento. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for reserved seating. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and concession purchases each time you visit the Esquire IMAX Theater.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Post Malone. If y'all weren't here, I'd be crying to her. Toyota Amphitheater, August 15th. Post Malone. Pre-sale for City Card members now through Thursday before the general public on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Get tickets at livenation.com. Don't miss Post Malone.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
With a really nice selection of excellent cars and trucks on the lot every day, M&S Auto on El Camino Avenue, right off the Cap City Freeway, welcomes you. Repeat M&S customers come back because they get great vehicles and they save thousands. 4x4s, SUVs, American muscle cars, top-selling vehicles, fair deals for way less than a brand new car. First-time buyers are welcome. MSAutogroup.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
No Jason Ross, but we do have JayMarzz along with Nate Littlefield behind the glass. To my left, your right on the YouTube, I believe, is Kyle Draper. Hello, Kyle. Uh-oh.
Turn it on.
Hey.
It's amateur hour.
It's amateur hour.
We just got here. It's been like a week. So,
yes.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm happy to report that Katie is here as well and found my headphones.
Okay, they were literally right in front of you.
They were on
I
the other
looked
side of the
everywhere. You
table.
lost them. I'm like, oh, are these it?
Jay, you saw me walking around looking for them, right?
Yeah,
I
you
just didn't go to
spent
that
all morning.
corner.
Real quick before we get into some shenanigans.
Yeah.
John Ralston, who is the CEO of the Nevada Independent, has a little A's scoop for us. Another scoop from A's from Tabitha Mueller and Howard Stutz, who have been covering this closely
Love
in Vegas.
Tab.
Lawmakers are drawing the line at $195 million for a public subsidy. Now, you may remember the A's are looking for around $400 million. And the A's still have not introduced anything to legislature.
That'd be interesting. First off, if that cap holds. Secondly, if Fisher doesn't just make up. I mean, the thing is he really going to stop that move for $200 million? Especially if baseball's not charging a relocation fee, which I don't believe they are. So,
no,
They are not. Yeah. They're waiving that.
Yeah, John Fisher's a ding dong. By the way,
hey, watch your lane.
You hear A's baseball every weekend right here on Sactown Sports. I wonder if, real question, I wonder if the people listening to A's baseball on this station outnumber
the people actually
that
at
are
the game.
actually there.
At the stadium.
Pretty close.
On the YouTube chat here, hey, Kyle and Katie, is it my birthday? I don't know the answer to that, but people are very excited here.
Hey.
Really?
Yeah.
It's our first time together since
doing this since Denver.
The Denver game. Yeah.
Better altitude on
No, you're right.
here.
Yeah.
No, we did game 6.
Yes.
Game 6.
Yes,
yeah,
you're
we
right.
did game 6.
One of the playoffs. Yeah.
The greatest
Time has flown.
win in the last 17 years, mind you.
I agree with that.
Yep.
You know,
I agree
on the
with
road, Golden State.
I
Pretty
agree
golly
with that.
gosh darn good.
I think most important win, that's for sure.
Sure.
Today is International Museum Day.
Oh.
When's the last time you've been to a museum? Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Class field trip.
It was
Right.
it was like a week ago for me.
So she got littles. She got littles.
Yeah.
We were like 5 years ago. I was in New York with Melissa, and she wanted to go to Museum of Modern Art?
Yeah.
And I stayed in the hotel room, dude, because I knew that was going to be a 4-hour thing. It was a 6-hour thing.
Yeah.
I don't get art.
great.
I don't understand it.
Huh.
Oh, look, there's a sprinkle with a star and a dog, and
if you don't appreciate it, that's
the
fine.
abstract nature of the sprinkle truly represents life forms all around the universe.
It's better you don't go because then it ruins it for
That's
her.
what she
Which
says.
is pretty much what your marriage has been, really.
Whoa!
Ouch.
Lord!
Today's National No Dirty Dishes Day.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, that does not bode well for my kitchen.
Yeah,
right
me
now.
neither, by the way. My goodness.
Make it 3.
I use paper plates.
The smart one in the room, Kyle
That's the
Draper.
smart one right there. Use
Right.
paper plates. I mean, it's recycled, right? It's fine. So it's fine with the environment. And finally, today is National Cheese Souffle Day. I don't think I've ever had a cheese souffle.
Same season.
Nah.
I don't know if I have either, but
Does that
it
sound good?
sounds delicious.
It kind of does, right?
Does it? I don't know.
You guys get that heavy per diem on the road?
Heavy. Yeah.
Go grab yourself a cheese souffle. This is sad news. I've been waiting to talk about it, not to bring everybody down, but the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is no more.
What?
Sort of. So a bunch of people in a room that get paid more probably per year than all of us put together decided that the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is outdated. It is now, this is not a joke, I'll show you the picture. It is now officially the Oscar Mayer all beef Frank Mobile.
Okay.
No way.
Kyle, I'm not lying. Read the lettering.
The all beef Frank. What the heck?
Yeah, it's the Oscar. I'm not
I'm
lying.
telling you, there needs to be some kind of law
looks like just
against
a bigger wiener.
prescription medication.
What are we doing? Yeah, what are we doing here? It's the damn Wienermobile.
Have you ever seen it, by the way?
I haven't, and I've looked.
I've seen it going down I-5 right near J Street.
Really?
Before, like a year ago.
Did you like? Go ahead.
Any of you ever stopped at one and got the little weenie whistle?
No,
No.
can you
You
actually
can do
like
that?
approach vehicle?
No, like they will like park it in places for like promo, and they got the little weenie whistle still. It's fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to understand maybe why they changed the name up a little. The little weenie whistle.
Weenie whistle.
Are you
Now
is
it's
it a
the
big
all
weenie
beef Frank whistle.
Whistle, yeah.
Beef Frank.
Yeah, no, they called it a weenie whistle.
So is it a hot dog
It's a
looking
little
whistle?
It is. It's a little
That you-
weenie. Put in your mouth and blow it.
I'm not going.
Okay, yeah, pal, I'm moving on,
Staying
dude.
away from that.
You said it.
A little weenie. Huh?
It is a little weenie. You put it in your mouth and you blow it. It's literally what you do.
Yeah, coming up next, Kyle and Katie right here on Sactown Sports. Now, the name over the last year that has increased the most, in other words, the most popular baby name increase
Yeah.
from a little to a lot this year for boys is Dutton. Why?
Because of Yellowstone.
Because of Yellowstone.
Are you serious? Oh.
Dutton.
Oh, God.
Dutton is the biggest increase. And
That's
please-
an awful name.
I'm
Let me
telling
just,
you.
that is downright
That is
awful.
terrible name.
That
It is not.
awful.
It is.
Dutton.
Oh, if I meet a 6
Please.
I might punch him in the
Yeah,
face.
Thank you.
If little
Oh, violence is not the answer,
Yeah,
Draymond.
you're right.
Okay.
I know, right?
do not introduce me to, hey, this is little Dutton.
Oh my God! What if there's a Dutton Sutton?
Oh, my
That
God.
would just be the worst. Other names that have enjoyed increases: Chosen,
Oh, my.
Oh, from Cobra Kai.
Waylon,
Jennings.
Yep, definitely.
Drew. Not joking. J-R-U-E, just like
Drew
Drew
Holiday.
Holiday.
But he's Drew.
He's Drew, though.
Huh?
He's Drew.
Yeah, he doesn't say Jaru.
I know.
Holiday.
I'm just saying, like,
Oh,
you know,
you're right.
yeah. And what are some others here? I don't know. Like,
This is bad. What is going on?
Rhodes, 7.
What happened to great names like Kyle,
David,
you know, like
Justin,
Justin, you know?
Nathan, K-E.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
And then finally from my end, before we get to celebrity birthdays, did you hear about this or not? I haven't seen the video. I wonder if there is video, actually. Do you remember when Randy Johnson was pitching for the Diamondbacks and a pigeon went in between him and the catcher?
And he hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that happened again
Oh, really?
to a pitcher. For the Arizona Diamondbacks.
No way. They have a pigeon problem.
They have a pigeon. Well, no, that's
It was
thing.
on the road?
They were
was in
in
Oakland.
Oakland.
Wow.
Wow,
Yes.
that makes a lot of sense, actually.
It's been a real.
There was more pigeons at the game.
Yeah. Talk about a tough year for A's spectators.
Between pigeons and feral cats, that makes up the majority of the attendance at A's games.
Zach Gallen was throwing a side session in the outfield ahead of their game against the A's yesterday. Managed to inadvertently hit a passing bird with the throw. Unfortunately, the bird reportedly did not survive the encounter because it got hit literally with a Zach Gallen curveball.
Are pigeons getting soft? 339-1140.
I don't know. It's a tough year for the
Certainly tenderized.
A's fans. Wow. All right, celebrity birthdays.
We only have a few today.
Okay.
We'll start with Tina Fey, Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
Right. And also, if I get your guys' favorite.
I love
What?
Tina. Hey, we're allowed to like Tina.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Can we get a
react.
favorite sketch, too, if you guys have one from Tina Fey?
I liked her
Oh my
American
God.
Express car commercial.
Liked
That
her
was a
30 Rock.
sketch.
I don't know.
Very good in 30 Rock. She's good in everything.
She was stabbing her face.
Okay,
as a
so
kid.
Tina Fey.
51.
Is she? Oh, you're starting it
pretty
off.
good.
I like when someone else says.
confident in
Yeah.
Wasn't she like the whole thing with her was Sarah Palin? That's what
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
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 You can see Russia from her porch.
No, that was Sarah Palin.
Yeah, that's Sarah.
54.
53.
Katie?
You said 51?
I said 51.
50.
JayMarzz, you're a genius.
Wow.
53 on the dot.
Oh,
wow.
Someone Google.
Okay, so you guys were talking country singers a second ago.
Yeah.
Briefly. George Strait.
Oh,
Strait. I couldn't name a song, but I
Oh, my
know
God.
Oh, come on, Ace. You
Oh
gotta
my
have an
God.
ace in the
Check
hole.
yes or no.
Check- yeah.
The fireman.
George Strait definitely has a grandson named Dutton.
100%.
It would be a great grandson, by the way.
Dutton Strait.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Come on, farm
73.
73.
Wow. Is he that old?
I don't know. I'm guessing,
Hey,
Kyle.
That's
I mean,
okay.
he was popular when I was like in high school. That's
a
good
long
20
time
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
I know, right?
Right. Yeah.
It was
I'm gonna-
25, maybe. I don't know. I don't do
I'm
math.
going to say 76.
Oh.
You guys are going way too high.
Yeah, I think
64.
I was going to say 66.
Oh, man. 71.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
What did she say?
72?
73. I
Oh,
think.
right.
I
man.
said 72. I won.
Katie got.
Yeah, I got it.
So, yeah, a little light today. I will say the Jack Johnson. Do you guys know the singer?
The singer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of my
yeah.
favorite artists.
I couldn't tell you.
CSB, baby. Ole,
One.
ole.
Throw them on.
Yeah.
Every,
Zero.
throw 'em on every time. Go to the beach.
Yeah,
Jack
absolutely.
Johnson. I'll say Jack Johnson is 42. No.
Jack Johnson sounds like he should be old.
Yeah, he's old.
You're thinking of the boxer, Jack.
So,
Johnson,
no, because
right?
he's a UCSB guy.
Yes, he is.
And he went there before me.
Oh.
So I think he's got to be
yeah.
older.
I'm
So I'm going to say 47, maybe?
I was going to say that. 48.
We
I'll
all
go
good?
50 on the dot.
Okay. Drapes.
Yeah.
48.
Wow, well done.
Yeah.
Dang.
What are we doing on the show
So
today,
close.
ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, we got a show. Huh?
Yeah,
we got to
you
come up
gotta-
with content.
We're going to talk playoff-y things.
Yeah, Kyle,
Yeah.
honestly, you just got to throw something out. and
Exactly.
She'll
I'll just
run with it.
We do have a guest,
Do you?
a Portland beat writer. We're going to talk a little
Dame.
bit about
Dame.
Dame and the Western Conference and some potential moves.
I'm gonna be listening on the way home. I'll be honest, as a fan, I don't never want to pigeonhole you as Boston guy, but you were so close to that team for
Yes.
so many years, and that they're the biggest enigma to me.
They
I
are.
don't understand it.
1 minute they look like,
They've been
the
that way all
96
year,
Bulls,
too.
and
They
then,
really
yeah,
have.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that insight and more. Yes, Jay.
Before we go, just a reminder that those celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing, and I mean nothing,
Facts.
brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies.
All right. For Nate, for Jay, for Sam Amick, for myself, Kyle and Katie are next. Have a great day. Sactown Sports. Bye-bye now.
The Kings season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
Guys on other teams, when they look at the Sacramento Kings, they feel that this is a fun brand of basketball to play.
Stay tuned all off-season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection